Hey guys, so Stricker Water here. Welcome back to another live stream where, yes, as always, covering the hot topics on Transformers Earth Wars. And this week is no different, guys. So I know that some people are waiting for the newsletter. I appreciate that they haven't received it yet. And I know that Space have said, oh, but there's going to be loads of info in the newsletter. But it is true. There is going to be loads of info in the newsletter. I've actually got it now. They've sent it to me early. And we're literally going to go through the whole of the notes on the balance patch. We're going to literally go through every single one today. We're going to show you the balance patch notes. They are going to be in the newsletter, but you're going to get a sneak peek at it right now. And I've got a bit of a surprise for you guys as well, which I will leave till later. But yeah, today's stream is going to be all about the balance patch. I say Space Ape, I mean Yodos. But Dale has said that he wants to get that information out there. It's nearly finished, guys. I don't want to say the next couple of weeks, but I really do think it'll be out very soon. So, fingers crossed. Looking forward to it. Bit nervous because there's a lot of change which you will see in today's stream. I know I've spoke about it in the past, but I don't think people really realise how many changes have been made. And even going through the notes, that doesn't include tooltips and clearing things up. So there's a lot to go through. So if you're interested in what's coming to the game, the changes that are happening, the balance changes, it is going all today's stream is all going to be about that, guys. So, let's see some hello. Let's see who's got in the chat. I appreciate a bit of a late start, a bit of rush. Obviously, Jake was at a trial, rushed back, and then I just had a few technical issues sorting out the surprise what I wanted to tell you about. But anyway, so first in the chat was Illuminati along with Blade 19. Big thank you to you guys for being members, much appreciated. Thank you. I haven't got any codes yet. I normally give codes out for first, second, third in the chat. They've had some problems with them, but I'll get back today on that and see if we can get some codes back because the codes weren't working last time I checked. Then we've got William Wilkinson, we've got E-Rods, we've got Jason Roller, we've got our buddy Grind Time, obviously, he's always here. We've got Jay Roberts, another member as well, thanks for being a member. We've got Supreme Rules as well, we've got Soul, go and check out Soul's channel, he's just done a spotlight on a new combat. I've not seen it yet, but I will guarantee just from knowing what Soul is like, it'll be polished. So go and check that out, guys. Very, very cool overlays and stuff like that. Yeah. We've got Steve Pierce as well. We've got Lou Mega 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Vic Ching, who I didn't meet at Oasis. I felt a bit guilty. We just sort of like were passing ships. So Oasis was amazing, by the way. It was quality. But he got in the posh section at the front. I didn't. I was in with the ruffians. And so he couldn't come out of there. I couldn't get in there. And then it was chaos at the end, try getting hold of him, but he's already on the bus back. But I'm going to try and meet up with him and get a picture next week at least. A bit of a shame we couldn't meet at Oasis. But it is what it is. But there's always time. It's on up the road. So yeah, I think next week I've got quite a bit of time off work. So we'll plan on that one day. Who else have we got? We've got RG as well. We've got Andrew Stevenson. We've got Carnage Mac. All right. Who else have we got? Oops, jumped ahead as always. We've got obviously my buddy Trax. Welcome to the stream. London's calling Lesiv. Is that right? Elisiv? Let me know if I got it right. Apologies. We've got Blue Tube. And just a record, he's asked to fix Sensei's targeting issue. That is in the fix as well. Who else have we got? We've got Ricky Lau as well. We've got who else? Bossman Autobot Elite, who says you rock. Appreciate it, bud. Unless you talk about Oasis, they do rock. But yeah, I rock as well. And let's say this, but yeah, that's good. I might even be wrong there. You just got, yeah, I'm not really bothered, mate. Just call me whatever. Is that everyone? If I've missed anyone, apologies. Let me know if I have missed anyone. But if I have, apologies, guys. Cool. Right, lots to go through today. Like I said, there's not going to be much In-game action. I might be showing Ultra Magnus and Power Glide at the end of the stream, so keep an eye out for that if you've not seen them already. Bit of a sneak peek. Not sure Ultra Magnus is quite finished yet, but we'll see that. Yeah, a lot of talking. Okay, cool. Let's go into the newsletter. So we've got this weekend's event is Might of the Minicons. So obviously this weekend's event is a combat event. It's 100k points. And that's for 200 premium combat chips, 150,000 premium shards. That's a lot actually. 12,000 3-star shards, 6,000 4-star shards. They put some more shards in this. 2,000 5-star shards, some binary crystals, 600,000 spark, and 1,000,000 combat spark. That's actually pretty decent, you know. Obviously scattered throughout as always, with the 3-star being at 25k, with the 4-star being at 50k and the 5-star being at 75, and then a binary bonding element at 100k with obviously the binary crystals as well. So if you want to go the whole hog, level some bots, 100k, decent event. It is Mayhem mode, so Mayhem is 3 times the war, so please check the zones. They need to update this really and have battle zones change, I think. I'll let Dale know. Game updates and information. We've obviously covered Armada, Star Saber, and Dark Saber in the video, which is live. So go and check that out if you want to know about the new combats and my opinion on them. And Dale's put, we're excited to announce one of the biggest balance updates. It's not one of, it is the biggest one on the 21st. So he reckons next week, interesting. Don't worry, we'll make sure you're ready from now until then. In our recent playtest survey, it was particularly interesting to know that I experienced less bugs. We don't want to set expectations that they're all fixed, but we tried hard to eliminate as many as possible in this update. True. Skip forward. With over 400,000 changes. And that sounds ridiculous, but it's true, guys. Honestly, it is. And I think you'll realise that when we actually go through the changes that's been done, and half the changes aren't even on that. In terms of tooltip, it's not listed, the tooltip, because it'll be there forever. But there's a lot. But it brings buffs to some long forgotten favourites, nerfs to a few older performers. We know who they are. Ultimate Optimus, Leo Prime, Beachcomber, Blue Streak. That's pretty much it. But rework tooltips for clarity and consistency, buffs and reworks like Power Glide and Computron even, and many others. Adjust to overly dominant content, like I said about the nerfs. All game mechanic tweaks to core mechanics, so they cut out water, put in cryo, things like that as well. Made things that are, you know, stunned just come disabled instead. We talked about that previously. Lots to talk about there. And they've obviously had some more playtests as well. So there's been lots and lots and lots going on behind the scenes. Notable changes. So the stealth now interrupts defenses. So the likes of slash and counterpunch and punch, those sort of bots that go invisible. What was happening before, they would go into stealth and still get targeted. Now they won't. That's been fixed. The DPS for stealth bots has been improved. I won't say increased, but it's been corrected because it wasn't working properly. Taunt now works. I covered that in a previous video as well. That's interesting how that will work. Could really change the meta, I feel. We talked about disable instead of EMP and stun. Talked about that previously. Few combats I've had a buff as well. Just talk about disable clarification. So when it's disabled, the target can't walk, the target can't use normal attacks, and can't use abilities. So it's pretty much the same as stun. Reflection now reduces incoming damage properly and returns properly. It wasn't working properly before. Range reduction now works better. Dot and healing now works better. The visuals for fire, electric, cryo, and acid now are more better pictures, so you can sort of see them more, a bit more, visible. And then element effects like acid, amplifying healer and blocking healing. Cryos replace water. Electric damage now amplifies cryo by 30%, so more than fire and acid. So are we going to see cryo and electric huge in the meta? Big question. And obviously ice has been removed. Then it talks about Power Glide and Cyclonus. We're going to have a look at them later. Computron and Loudkaiser, going to take a look at them. But everyone knows that these two bots do, of course, what these two bots do, of course, but Trax and Cutthroat will arrive in this patch as a 5-star web store exclusive. We did cover that a few weeks ago as well. We'll communicate more information once we have it, most likely in next week's newsletter, but he's ready and it'll be available very soon. So Dale's not put a time frame, but I think it'd be about 6 weeks, I think, something like that, where it'll be in the store, available for people for 6 weeks, and then will be in an event after that. And then obviously we'll come in a 5-star batch eventually. But the point being is it will be there to purchase. Ultra Magnus and Galvatron now, I've used them. It's a bit different than what Dale showed me today. For some reason, it's not updated my test server account, but I'll show you what it sort of does and the idea, I think. The tooltip needs clearing up already. I spoke to Dale about it, but it should be all finished for next week because there's not much else to do really in terms of balancing. There is more we could probably do, but we've sort of said, listen, let's just get it out there. Let's just do it. And Dale's actually hoping for another balance change closer to Christmas. So whatever is in the game after this will stay in the game for the next 6 months. But keep in mind, there will be another balance change. So if we come out of this and electric and cryo is going to be massively overpowered, it is going to be overpowered for 6 months, but at least you know that chances are in 6 months time that might get nerfed. But if we buff some content and it's not quite good enough, chances are it'll probably get another buff. If we nerf Leo Prime too much, chances are he might get a buff. We're sort of at that point now where we're not sure how it's going to fit in the meta. Is Leo Prime still going to be the most powerful bot in the game? Don't know. It might still be. Have we nerfed it maybe a bit too far? Is the cost a bit too expensive? All these things are sort of going to get questioned. Everything in this balance patch will be questioned afterwards, and we'll only be able to tell by how much we still see these bots. If we still see them in wars, chances are, you know what, they're alright. If everyone is using them, chances are they probably need more nerfing. So we're literally going to look at it and sort of make a judgment, basically, on how much they're used, how much they're still overpowered. If not, if they're underpowered, let's buff them again. And let's just go for that, guys. There's nothing is set in stone ever now. So you can't pull a bot now and go, get this bot because it's going to be the best bot in the game for the next 3 years. It's literally going to be, this bot is amazing for the next 6 months. Go and use it for the next 6 months and then we'll see. But it's also going to be, like I said, there's going to be some bots that you might pull. And the days where you go, oh, this bot's rubbish. I'm fuming that I pulled this. In 6 months' time, it could be one of the best bots in the game. Honestly. That's the way it sort of is now. So honestly, I'm really excited for it. Listen, I'm the biggest critic of Space Ape. I know there's a lot of sort of pessimistic chatter about this balance patch, and I'm nervous because there's a lot, but I'm actually excited because there's a lot more buffs than there is nerfs. So I'm actually looking forward to that. We will go through this shortly, like I said, about the rebalancing. And then we've got the combat release. This week we've got a to be confirmed event. Should know that by now, let's be honest though. Then we've got a 5-star Titan event. We'll talk about that next week. Then we've got Alliance Totalizer, just a small one. And then we've got End of Saga event, new content. I said today, that sounds very ominous. End of Saga event, new content. It doesn't say new bot like combat does. It says End of Saga event, new content. Is it the primes? Are they ready to go? Who knows? I know nothing, honestly. I don't even know. I can't even say to you guys, I know and can't tell you. I don't know. I even asked Dale, and Dale's like, I don't know. And I believe him because he would have just said, I know what I can't say, or this is what it is, you can't say. But yeah, not a clue. But I don't think it'll be a bot by the way it's written. Or maybe Callum's just trolling us. Who knows? But we'll wait and see. Should be interesting though, because I am off that weekend as well. Yeah. Obviously, go and check out Freesius, obviously Soldier and CF. All do great channels. And obviously the team stream has been for the time being. So just watch me instead. Cool, and that is everything. So let's have a quick look in the chat and catch up, see what everyone is saying. Nobody puts grind time in the wings. Nobody puts grind time in the corner. Steve Pierce put all these changes is all well and good, but does anyone have any confidence they won't work because utter carnage when they deploy it, given their track record of breaking the game? I agree with you, but everything that Dale has released content-wise and fixed previously has worked fine. I'm pretty confident. I can't think of anything that Dale's done that's broken. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But as well, guys, you've got to remember it is a huge release. So if something does break, we just need to let them know ASAP. And I'm sure Dale will be on hot red alert to fix these things, which is obviously something I want to talk about. But they have to have someone ready just when they press go. That, you know, my worry is that it might crash the game. It is a worry. And Dale was like, no, I've done so much testing, but you never know. Like I said, we see these things. I hope not. I hope it just fixes it. But for me, there's a lot of bug fixes in there. A lot of fixes. I can't wait. So Blade 19 spot. So basically, they fixed everything that was not working in the first place. Good job. Yeah. Taunt hasn't worked since the game's concept. This is why I did a video quite a few months, maybe a year ago or so, saying Taunt was rubbish. It's useless in the game. I said that to Dale. When he actually fixed it, I was like, you know what, Taunt's pretty good. Because it wasn't working. There was no such thing in the game. Even though I was on so many bots, it was not working. Kind of Macaritis put some more nerfs in 6 months for that big patch. Yeah, there will be. But I am confident in saying there has been, I reckon, 5 nerfs and about 50 buffs. Honestly, that many. We'll see anyway. We'll go through it soon. Tracks put what's the point having player tested that they don't value their opinions. I just released it to see how it goes and buff and nerf again in 4 months. Well, yeah. They've done all more testing behind the scenes. It's all been done. They don't know how to balance, sort of just big constant tweaking until folks just lose their patience. Yeah, well, you never know. You'll be I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, I think. Steve Pierce, so they don't have a clue about the schedule a month on from sending a blank one out. Oh, yeah, that's not good, is it? I can't defend him in that one. Excuse me, guys. I'm a doctor's again for my chest. Honestly, I'm sick of it. Blade 19s, but if they keep changing things every 4 months, how is anything going to consistent when we use them? Because not everything is going to change. Like, obviously, some are going to get tweaks, some are going to get buffs, some are going to get nerfs. But what I would say is that nothing, and Dale says this, and it's true, nothing's off the table. So, some bot you've had for the last 6 months or last 6 years that's been rubbish could come good again. Good again. So those people that have leveled loads of bots are going to be in a good place. Those people that just leveled a war team, 8 bots, and that is it. You might be struggling. Grand size, but wasn't got my Dirty Dancing reference, of course. Kind of back alright, but shout out to our content creators. Woo! Appreciate it, bud. Black Power 45, greetings. Thanks for joining. Supreme Rose put Silverbolt should be interesting. Don't know why you mean Silverbolt. I don't know. Have you seen it? I don't know. Guys, back of but good thing is that balance patches every 6 months is shorter than the time many bots get added to 5-star patches, so they'll be balanced by the time the casual player gets them off in a year later. That's the idea. So the idea is long term is that most things will be balanced. Obviously, the first few patches, I mean, this one's massive, the next one will be smaller, and eventually it'll be smaller and smaller, and you'll find that it'll be like 10 or 15 bots to get changed. It won't be as big as this because it's absolutely huge. It won't take as long because there's not as many. You got to think, like I said, it's on 400,000 changes in 5 months, something like that. Listen, Dale's worked night and day on this. Honestly, I'm probably burnt himself to the ground doing this. So listen, he's done this in his own time as well, just for the good of the game. So I won't honestly hear anything bad about Dale. If you want to complain about the content that gets released, then yeah, I've got your back. If you want to complain about these bugs should have been fixed years ago, I agree with you. But we can't really fault Dale for what he's been doing with this balance patch right now. So kudos to Dale. Big thank you for obviously putting all the effort in, and I look forward to the balance changes, and I cannot wait. Okay, so surprise time. I need the headphones on for this one. Might give it away maybe. We have my buddy Grind Time in the flesh.
Hello, hello.
It's actually a surprise, but honestly, we really rehearsed this. No. Yeah, so I thought I'd get my buddy Grind Time on. We've not seen him for a while, have we? So I thought I would get him on, go through the balance patches. I mean, he's seen my channel, he's got an idea, but he's not really read the whole thing. This has just come out today. So I thought I'd get his opinion on it. You know, it's not just my opinion, and you know, we all know he levels every bot there is, so he's probably got every single one of these maxed already, so it doesn't make a difference to him. He can't complain going, oh my god, I've got to level these 20 bots. He's already got them. But I think that's a good thing as well, because he can switch and change. So literally when we ask him, are you going to use this bot? He's got it already. So he can literally just choose rather than thinking, oh, I've got to level that bot over the next few months. But thank you for joining us, Grand Time. Big thank you.
I am way too big on that screen.
You are right now, but obviously, I can make it a bit small. Do you want me to? Do you want me to shrink you a bit like that?
No, you're fine. It's your stream. You do what you want.
I can shrink you a bit. I'll make it a bit bigger when we obviously do something. I mean, Grind Time's going to show us a neat little attack strategy after this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean...
Hi to everyone in chat saying hi. It's good to see me. I see me every day, but it's good to be back on the stream with Waza.
I know. Good to have you back, but it really is. It's been too long, to be fair. I've not even tested my new setup, obviously, doing this yet. I've got the third screen so I could do this, and then never actually even did it. Just used it for Discord, so it's good to have you on, buddy. So if you don't know who Grind Time is, I mean, other than my #1 fan, he's a good friend of mine. We've been in alliances together for years, apart from recently when I had a hissy fit and left. But we're back in the same alliance again. He's glad about that.
Yes.
And obviously a big support of the channel, like I said, but he did have his own YouTube channel. I've tried enticing him to do it again, but I think he realised that it's just an absolute nightmare to do, so much time consuming.
It's so much more work than people realize to do that.
It is. I actually had someone on my channel saying, like, I can't believe that you're making people pay to be members when you work for SpaceApe and you're putting information behind a paywall. I was like, I don't work for SpaceApe. I don't work for them. People still think that to this day that I work for the apes or the Odas or something. Part of them, I'm like, I don't. I'm a content creator. I don't work.
I wish you did work for them.
Well, that's up for debate. Yeah, a lot of people said that. To be fair, yeah. Was it for president? Yeah.
And everyone knows that whenever you pay to be a member of Waza Stream, all you get is free 5-star shards. So don't worry about all that other stuff people are saying.
I bet you have over the years, 5-star shards and stuff like that. I bet you have, to be fair. But yeah, let's not say that. Let's not put it out there. People start believing it.
Yeah, that's a lie. Don't hold them to it.
So excuse my cough. Like I said, I'm still getting a few cold problems, but yeah, nothing to be worried about. Because last time when I said that, everyone was like, "Oh my god, I hope you're okay." Was I was like, "It's just a cold, guys," but I just get them too much for my liking, and it interrupts the stream coffee. But anyway, we could start here.
Firepower asked in the chat where he can see the weekly email if he didn't get it. It's going out late. Everyone will get it later.
Cool.
They just sent Waza it early so he could get it out to everybody.
Yes. Yep. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and get the newsletter on and then show you the balance notes while I'm talking through it. That would make sense, wouldn't it? And Okay, there we go. So let's just make this a bit smaller. Sorry guys, I should have had this all done really, but I've just thought about it now that it'd be good to show you guys rather than just let's just make that bigger. Sorry, so unprofessional. There we go, and then make ground time a bit smaller there, and then I'll put myself on there like this. Okay, cool. There we go. That's a bit better. Cool. Let's go into the balance patch notes. So yes, it will be available to everyone soon, but we'll go through it here and now. Okay, mega patch notes. So we've talked about stealth. Stealth is going to be improved. So if you're using his stealth bots, do you use any stealth bots at all, Grind Time? Any of your teams at all?
Stealth like drift
Yeah,
or
yeah.
drift I use for just normal raiding usually.
Yeah. Don't get any war team,
Yeah.
no?
No, it doesn't get on the war team.
Okay.
I've got a pretty static war team. I only change a couple bots.
Yeah, same. Well, hopefully, like I said, hopefully this changes. So, Taunt has been obviously fixed. You must use some Russian warriors. Must do.
I had pipes on forever, but I've
Yeah.
recently switched them out with Red Alert, trying
Oh,
that out. But I might
interesting.
mostly on the front loaded basis. It helps give your well, we can talk about it later. But
No, it's okay.
yeah,
It's
used
fine. Yeah.
pipes forever.
Okay,
So.
interesting because this Taunt looks pretty good. I did do a video on it. Looking all right though. So obviously disable's been changed. It's similar to Stone. Don't need to go through that. Reflection. So I think the main candidate for reflection is obviously nose cone. Use nose cone much?
Nope.
No, I use them here and there, certain bases. So
I've seen others using them, but I haven't.
yeah, well, this obviously makes him a bit better. So God cone, as he's known as, might be more godly. So listen, it could come to a point where nose cone is the best warrior in the game through this. Who knows? So we will wait and see. But then, does he get reduced? But he's not gonna get any worse, I don't think, than what he is now. So can't be bad. Range reduction has been improved. Don't need to go through that. So stacking. So this has gone through the stacking. So glass gas had unlimited stacks along with shields. Now they're going to reduce that. So it's only one stack of glass gas. You can only put 2 shields on at a time. Just to save people sort of getting shielded and shielded and shielded and sort of invulnerable in a way. That's the 2 main changes. Don't think anything else is going to change. Dot and healing ticks just means that the healing will be more consistent rather than getting healing sort of every like second or so. It's gonna be like a lot faster. It'll be constant healing rather than heal. The ticks are gonna be a bit faster, so that's gonna be pretty good. Healers have actually had a bit of a buff. Healers, so it'll be interesting. One healer. I think we could go to one healer maybe. Would you try it?
I'd try it. Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe, like I said, use that red alert and healer and bring another warrior back in, maybe. But
maybe
interesting. Depends how much obviously they're buffed. But again, they could get buffed through the roof, and then they go right in 6 months' time. Maybe drop it down again. It's all up for debate. Talked about obviously the fire damage and acid, obviously amplifying now the cryo element with electric, but 30%, which is more than fire and acid. I think that the reason they've done 30% for cryo damage and electric is because obviously acid stopped healing, so it's got that added factor. So I think that's the reason, but again, we'll see. Battle boosts just have been improved, not buffed, I don't think, as such. But again, the ticks are more consistent. And then into the character buffs.
boy.
Jazz and Mixmaster decreased from 9+3 to 7+3. And now the range has been increased from 23 to 25. So slight range increase. And ability 11 now deals electric damage for 6 seconds. So would you consider Jazz getting electric damage in an area a buff or a nerf?
Probably at this stage, it's probably a buff because everyone's using anti-fire cores and not so much of the anti-electric cores. So if we start seeing a lot of Jazz or Mixmaster, people are going to have to switch things back up.
Well, obviously, there's no counter for normal damage. That's why I say, is it a nerf doing electric damage? But then Now because you can combo that with cryo, the electric part of it is a buff. Is it or is it not? It's one of them where it's a bit weird. I always feel like if normal damage becomes an element, is it a nerf because it can be countered now? But then it can also be comboed. So I don't know. Swings and roundabouts. Astral Trainer Springer, obviously the defense perimeter is 4+2 rather than 4+4. I think Trax will be happy about that. And the range has gone from range 14 to 18. Does that worry you about backdoors? Does it make it worrying?
I only see one person doing backdoors, so until that becomes a problem, I'm not too worried about it. It takes I think it takes a lot of practice,
It
a
does.
lot of everything has to go just right whenever you launch that attack. I won't do them. I used to try them back in the day, but I haven't tried them in forever. I watch Trax's replay sometimes. And I just shake my head. I'm like, if I were to do that, this would go wrong. That would go wrong.
Same,
So
yeah.
I don't do it.
I can do it, but my success rate is a lot lower than his. My success rate is like 70-30, but when the 30 happens, I don't. I'm not happy about it because obviously you drop in points. So I've said to him, listen, you need to learn how to walk. If he can learn how to walk whilst doing them back doors, I have both of them in his arsenal. I
Oh
think you're
yeah,
unstoppable. I really do. And so similar for me, really, in back doors. But it's definitely a buff to him. It heals himself now as well as allies, so it's definitely going to make it a bit, maybe OP. But again, it's there for the next 6 months. But I think that it's comboed. Obviously, we talk about the Ruination nerf. So the back doors get harder because of the Ruination nerf, but then easier because of Springer. So maybe it'll balance out. Who knows? We'll see. Blaster and Soundwave had a 5% increase in health. Would that make you want to put them on your team? Or I think 5% a bit naff.
I always liked Blaster. I liked having that Quintus and what was the other thing we'd put
Traxodon.
on Quintus and yeah, Traxodon, that
Yeah.
setup on him. Uh, I don't know if 5% is enough to get him back on the team, but I'll definitely give it a try and see how he holds up because those minions help out a lot.
Yeah.
To distract defenses, keep your team from taking damage, slow down some outpost bots. They're really helpful whenever they can withstand the level of damage that's coming at them a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
They just can't melt like butter.
yeah. Well, don't forget the increase in health and DPS by him obviously goes into the combats, the minions.
Yeah,
So
the
it's a
minions.
buff
Yeah,
all around. So yeah, I don't think 5% is a massive buff to make me want to put him in my team. But hey, it's a buff. I'll take it.
right.
Brainstorm and Skyhawk. They've improved the VFX and stuff like that. I've been working on the bomb and it wasn't working right. The first one was, second one wasn't, but Dale said he fixed it the other day. But the cost has been reduced from 6+3 to 4+3. Obviously, he slows, it's cryo, so you can combo it. Does that mean you want to start using Brainstorm at your team? Can you think of anything to use it with, like electric wise, that you think would be worthwhile?
Right now on my team, and we'll see this later, is I use air raid with Blue Streak. Usually I'm targeting the build bots or something like that because a lot of people still keep them in little clusters, and you can hit it with air raid and blow it up with Blue Streak and take out several defenses. But I'd be tempted to give Brainstorm another try, swap them out for air raid, and see which one works better.
I think Air Raid will still be the king in that sense, but don't forget, Air Raid is getting a bit of a nerf, I think. Oh no, it's not Air Raid, it's Smoke Screen that's getting the nerf. So that sort of glass gas combo with Air Raid is not going to work as well. But I don't think we'll use that Brainstorm in that sense. I think we'll use it on the Shield Gem because it obviously slows the MDS as well.
Yeah,
So I
that's a
know that
fair
some
point.
people use air raid on the build bots on the cluster
Yeah,
sometimes that are shielded and use that for air raid. I think that could be more viable with Brainstorm maybe. So it might be good that you got two different uses that you'd use air raid for build bots generally, but could use Brainstorm for the cluster more. So different uses. I mean, similar cost to air raid as well. So
right.
interesting. Brawn and Fortil improved the rocket bounce. I think that scouts generally need a bit more of a buff. I did say that to Dale. It's not going to come in this one. might come on the next one. So, ever used Brawn?
Not for anything significant.
Okay.
Just resource grinding.
Yeah, I've tried him in Wars with Air Raid because he's got a bit more range than most of the bots. But again, just because he's a scout, he just dies soon afterwards, so very hard to keep him alive. I think scouts generally need some kind of help, I think.
Yeah.
Beast Wars Ramhorn and Beast Wars Prowl, both abilities now deal fire damage and grant 10% permanent health rather than a flat number. So obviously the higher the level, they'll get... So I think before it was a flat number, but now it's just 10%. Is that equal more? I don't know. I'd have to do the maths. But it's a buff anyway, apparently. Cheeto and Black Arachnia. I was talking to Dale about this the other day. I still don't think Cheeto and Black Arachnia are where they need to be. I think the problem is their G1 core. I was never happy with it. It does extra damage to walls, and it was pretty crud. And I voiced my opinion at the time. But they've added overkill protection to his G1. Alright, that's alright. But and health increased by 20% and the cost reduced. Big enough change to make him viable, I think?
Nah, I don't think so. Not in the top wars, no.
I
don't think.
Yeah, same. So, Chromia and Felbat, it's an interesting one for me. So, obviously, Chromia and Felbat were an outpost bot a couple of years ago, quite pesky, fell away from the meta a bit. Dale tried buffing them, ended up nerfing them because he took away the stun gun. There was a big controversy about it, that the buff was a nerf. But we also had a chat about that, and what they've done is ability 11. The glass gas effect has gone from 25%. We said, why was it ever 25 and not 40, which is standard? Now 60% glass gas.
Wow.
Do you think people will start using that on defense, I think?
Oh, absolutely, I think.
On offense, I think.
Could be.
You know, we talk about Leo Prime getting a nerf, add it with Chromia now.
Right.
60% extra damage is nothing to be sniffed at. So, and before they changed the disable to 2 seconds out of 4, so half the time the bots were disabled, but we felt that it was too easy just to take out Chromia, take out the tower, so that's been changed to 3 seconds out of 4, so you get a small window. So remember the time the tower would do so many bots and there'd be a small window? It's quite similar to that, I think. So you get a small window where you can take out the tower, it's not as big a window. So yeah. Interesting. Health of the tower's been increased as well. So I think Chromia and Felbat will be a new outpost spot. I really do. I think that's one of the best changes I've seen out of all of them. Cliff Jumper and Kickback ability cost reduced from 4+1 to 3+1.
Great. So now for 3 points you can do nothing.
Yeah, well,
as opposed to 4 points.
Yeah, I said 3+0. I think putting glass gas at 3 ability points is good because again you're getting 4% extra damage. But I think 3+1 you want to try and use it multiple times maybe.
See, this is one of the ones that kind of baffles me because you look at all these and kudos to Dale for all the work he's done, all these changes he's made. But you look at a lot of the bots that get used a lot, have a whole lot of attention on them right now. You look at somebody like Cliff Jumper and Kickback that nobody uses, and this is the only change they get. It's like this would have been a great time to do something with them.
Yeah, true.
But maybe that's coming later. Though. I mean, do they have 5-star? I don't even know.
No, there's no 5-star Cliff Jumper.
I didn't think they did. So maybe they're waiting on that.
I think the idea is to make small changes to see how it goes rather than like buffing the hell out of them and then being massively overpowered. So I think that's the idea, just small tweaks and then see how it settles in the meta. It doesn't settle in, go that step further. So listen, we might see by Christmas, it could be a 2+0. Who knows? But obviously what they don't want to do is make it 2+0 now, say, it goes way overpowered and they've got to fix it now rather than 6 months' time. So I kind of get that it's incremental changes rather than anything drastic, really. Obviously, the only thing drastic was obviously to Leo Prime because the amount of damage doing was off the scales. But yeah.
Are you able to flip your position on the screen because you're blocking some of what people are trying to read?
Well, they can wait until I scroll down. Just be patient. That's exactly what they're doing. I'll scroll a bit further though. I will scroll a bit further though. So Comforter and
I tried, guys. I
Loudkaiser.
tried.
I could do, but I'm just being awkward now. So Cryo Rush applies slow for 10 seconds. Electrical Optics inflicts electrical DPS for 8 seconds. And then the new 5-star Blizzard, new Cryo Blizzard that slows attack and move speed and deals additional damage to bots after death is anti-hack. So your bots get an anti-hack now from the 5-star ability. So similar to most other combiners having an after death ability. We sort of said like combiners need an after death ability. They all pretty much have it. Every combiner should have one. So
Right.
obviously Volcanics and Megatronus. Defensor gives the bots a shield. Omega Supreme does the lightning strikes. Ruination obviously has the hollows and the ability increase, but I think the ability increase is getting removed. So he has the hollows as such to stay behind. And Computron Lycars will give you anti-hack. So, you know, it sort of fits in with him. But I remember testing this guy and I was really impressed with him. To the point where I've leveled mine to 25 in preparation and gone and pulled all the bots. I think Computron Lycars could be my go-to bot, even more than Ruination. So, I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that, but I think that I've used Computron and Loudkaiser in some wars, front-loaded bases that don't have the anti-hack cores, clustered obviously together, does a lot of damage. But this guy's going to be off the chart against front-loaded bases, I think. So could be the new combiner to chase, which I think is rightly so. New content should always be better than old content, so you know, fair enough.
Yep. Guess I'll have to level my. Or no, wait, I already did.
Of course you have. Dinobot, the decoy has gone from 3 to 4. Extra decoy. The decoy is now torn. And the self-heal buff has been raised from 20 to 35%. But from what I heard, the heal wasn't even working anyway.
Oh, wow.
Which surprised me. But yeah, extra decoy. Decoy is torn. And extra healing when it wasn't healing at all before. So viable? That you could use Dinobot a bit more, I think, or is he lost cause?
It depending on how that self heal works, if it works. I've always thought that Dinobot was a great idea on defense. He just never really works out very well. So maybe if the self heal starts working, it becomes a pain in the butt to find in an outpost.
Yeah, with Alchemist maybe or something like that to help him heal.
Something, yeah.
Interesting. Drift and Barricade now grant movement speed increase in addition to attack. So their attack speed was faster, but their movement speed in between defenses wasn't sped up. Now it has. So it kind of gets there a bit quicker. It's not a massive buff, but it's a slight buff. Dust Up and Vortex, I don't think have been buffed enough personally, but they've had a slight damage increase. I feel like they needed a big one. Grenade, DPS, now shown in tooltip, and the ability cost has been reduced from 3+1 to 3+0. Now, I know it's a 4-star, we're not really going to use them that much because it's only a 4-star. I mean, 3+0, I sort of said today that the problem is not the damage as such, it is, but the problem is the inconsistency in the damage. Similar to Sunstreaker, similar to Mirage, bots like that, like Ultra Magnus was, variable damage. It says 9k. It'll do 9k to one, then 5k to another, and 3k to another. It's not dependable. So yeah, still not a fan. I think. Elite to 1. Cost reduced from 8+3 to 6+3.
I like that.
Think more of a viable option on Sack, or we see her doing something else maybe.
Probably on Sacks. I still see people using her as she is right now on Sacks. So with the cost decrease, I could see more people using her on a sack. I don't see her used on offense very much anymore.
Other than Sack, yeah.
Other than Sack, yeah.
I would love like some of the old attacks to sort of come back in, but yeah, I think I suppose Elite having a buff and Goldfire a bit of buff and Starsaber maybe, but with Goldfire being fire and Starsaber being electric, maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But Firefly and Blast Off, the G1, the shield duration has been increased. I mean, the shield duration was near there. The range has been decreased to only 22. But the fire damage, no, the surrounding damage on his AoE is now 100% of his damage.
That's good.
That's interesting, you know.
That's an interesting change.
I think that could make Firefly and Blastoff quite viable, you know. Really do. 100% of his damage is AoE. I mean, he's not like quite a one-shot bot. But again, you put that with Glass Gas, that's going to do some damage from range. It's interesting. This is what I mean. I like some of these changes where you look and go, I could use that maybe. And it might make someone want to level up. But some clever person is going to find some way to use these and go, look what I did in War. And then people are going to start following that. Other people are going to do other things, hopefully. It's the idea is that we don't want people using the same 8 to 10 bots in every single War attack. You'll see the next few different bots and go, oh, well, he's using that. He's using that. So, interesting. First aid and reflector. The healing's been doubled. Ability 11 is 40% stronger and shows healing per second in the tooltip. I think that means the healing's stronger. I think was it an AOE it gives or something? No, it gives an AOE anyway. I don't know on that. I'll have a look. But the minions retarget 80% faster, so quicker retarget until they find the new target quicker. So that's even more healing again and more protection. So pretty good.
Yeah.
Ironhide and Bludgeon's G1, the taunt chance has gone from 30 to 50. So they taunt with their ability. That's always been, well, always should have been the case, whenever they did. But now they taunt when they are not using their ability as part of the G1 as well. Which they always should have done, but never did. The taunt was rubbish. But now they've got a taunt when they're not using ability, and then taunt when they use their ability.
I guess I'll be interested to see what the taunt really does, because apparently we've not seen it.
Well, basically, it attracts defenses.
Yeah.
So you can rush them ahead. And before, so what happened before was you would rush the bot in, and the defensive would target whoever's closest. Taunt didn't work. But now, if you rush ahead with a taunt, all the defenses will target them as long as they're in range. So you tend to find that a taunt works really good for the likes of beam lasers, cannons, turrets, things like that. Not so much for the likes of mortars and missile launchers, if they're in the sort of circle of radius where they don't get affected. Because obviously then if they're in that circle, they'll target the next thing because they're not targetable. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, could be interesting. Hover and Lockdown, the healing turret and damage turret rebalanced. More damage. Slowed damage down and rewrote the tooltip so it's better. And additional healing. So, Hover Buffer. Hover has had a bit of a buff. Buff the huff, that's the phrase. That's the one I talk about, yeah. Buff the huff. So, has had a good buff. And Seaman Gomez put, yes, the huff got buffed. Hufferism is the way. Cool. I am glad that you are glad, buddy. Like I said, yeah, I'm glad. Hound and Dragstrip. 6+2 reduced to 3+2.
Yeah.
Think could be used for clearing out front-loaded bases with resources? Sea spray alternative?
I guess. I don't like them because you get to pick one target and like the hollows hit it once and then the other ones just go wherever they go.
I think Dale said it did help. It did improve the targeting a bit, maybe, so it's closer by. I'll have to double check on that. I've not actually tested it. But I'm sure we had a conversation about it because I actually said that because I think we were talking about Hound and Dragstrip, and I said, listen, they need a serious cost reduction. And I sort of told him what they did, and he went and tested them and went, yeah, that's crap. so obviously he came up with a 3+2, and I was like, yeah, I'll give it a go. Like you just said then. Yeah, we'll see. You never know. It's worth giving it a go and trying. So medic class, so all medics regenerate 2% of their health every 5 seconds. So they kind of got a mini Micronus now, all of them. So Flatline and Minerva had that. None of the other healers did. So now they've all got it.
That's good.
And the AI now targets bots more intelligently, so they'll heal actual bots that actually need healing, I think. Mirage and Breakdown. So again, this is sort of my influence a bit. I sort of said Dale, these are a really good buff. And it's got disable has gone from 8 seconds to 12, and the ability cost has been reduced from 4+1 to 4+0. Was it 4+2 or even more expensive than that? I feel like we made it 4+1, and I pushed for more. They only made it 4+0. But electric damage for a gunner goes invisible with cryo,
Yeah,
maybe, but
it's interesting.
it's still that
The four
inconsistency though.
that 4+0 is what makes it interesting to me.
Yeah, definitely. I think anything with +0, you think, oh, okay. But again, it's that inconsistency along with Sunstreaker, along with Dust Up. It's the, you want to do X amount of damage, but I think the disable for 12 seconds is quite good. While doing damage, so maybe it's a bit different. I don't know, but interesting. Jetfire Sky Striker, cost reduction from 5+2 to 4+2, and the range has gone from 24 to 28, so a buff for them. I mean, it's a 4-star, but we don't really use them. Is yours maxed even 4-star?
No.
Oh.
No, not the 4 stars.
But yeah, again, it'd be interesting when the 5-star comes out. I feel like, then we'll start getting an idea for it. But yeah, Omega Supreme and Overlord had a bit of a buff. So the glass gas ball, the VFX has been updated. Range and target count increased. So it affects more targets on the way. So when it goes through now, it'll have to hit all the targets. Before it sort of hits some, but not all always. So now it's going to hit them all in a line. The Rage Rush cooldown has been reduced from 15 seconds to 10. So that's good. Guardian's Blessing. The DPS has been increased from 50 to 75%. And now the AoE pulses to adjacent targets. So I think the AoE was just like around where he is, where now it sort of pulses a bit more. And outer space player aim targeting replaces random selection. So I think now that when Omega Supreme dies, rather than the electric bolts just coming on the base or whatever randomly or hitting whatever, it'll go to the closest target to where he is. So you can actually pick a spot, and it'll take that section out. I think so.
That's good. I like that change.
Yeah, again, I can see myself using Omega Supreme and Overlord quite a bit. That's why when people were saying to me like, "Oh, don't bother going for Overlord, go for Ruination, use your shards," I was like, "Well, hang on a minute, well, don't be too hasty." And you got to think it's like what 15,000 5-star shards for Omega Supreme's 5-star part. How many shards are you going to use chasing Ruination?
Yeah,
probably more than that. So is he more viable now? It's a good change. Again, makes me sort of start thinking. So. Optimus Maximus and Bruticus, the ticking damage stacks better. Rockets now stack instead of refresh. Small buff, but I think we'll get a bit more of a buff, Dale said, when the 5-star version comes out. So.
Okay. I don't even know what the ticking damage is. It's been so long since I used them.
So I think obviously fires rockets out and stuns. But I think before, if you hit it with a rocket, hit it with another one, the second rocket replaced the first one. So say it did 4k damage, say the first one hit and the next one hit, it'd do like 200 damage, say, for a second, and the 4k damage. Whereas now, if 2 rockets hit, it'll do the 4k and the 4k, say, if the rocket does 4k.
I gotcha.
So it stacks with itself rather than refreshing, which is pretty good. Yeah. Up to 4 stacks. So if 4 rockets hit one target, then it'll get all 4 of the hits and get 4 times the damage. So, yeah, decent. Optimus, Primal, and Beast Wars Megatron. The health boost scales to 20%. So I think they've had a bit of a health boost, but is it going to really make him viable?
No.
Is that his problem?
No. His problem is his function, the way he just leaps out. They could rename these two to Leroy Jenkins. Like they just they go out there and without having to I mean, Drift does it also, but Drift, if you activate him, he goes stealth. So he doesn't destroy everything or pop everything and get destroyed by everything in 2 seconds like these guys do. So I still don't think it makes him viable.
Yeah. I feel like if he has some survivability, then yeah, it might be alright, like I said about Drift, where you can help him to survive by rushing him away or something. If he had something like that. Like if you had the warrior health increase or something, or immunity or invulnerability or something like that.
Something.
Yeah, something to... any bot that runs ahead and jumps ahead and gets in the firing line needs to have some protection. That's why warriors are so good, because they have that shield and the health increase. But any other bot
They,
does that needs improvement.
for Optimus Primal, who is big gorilla, and Beast Wars Megatron, who's like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, they need to add a kaiju effect where they're impervious for a while after jumping in.
Yeah, definitely.
Like King Kong and Godzilla.
Yeah, definitely something. I doubt. Power Glide and Cyclonus obviously coming as a legacy bot next, so that'll be coming out soon. So yeah, we'll look at that shortly. Get grind times taking it, obviously. Ratchet and Hook. So don't forget, Ratchet and Hook have had a buff already because of their healing, sort of little Macronus they got. But now the duration of the shield has gone from 5 seconds to 8 seconds when you use their ability. And the healing increased by 35%. So I'm not too sure if that's the healing bomb was increased by 35% or general healing by 35%.
Well, that would make a big difference.
So interesting.
We need to know that for sure.
Yeah, well, I think it should be a bit less than Minerva, but obviously a bit less cost than Minerva. So rather than having to use Minerva for 5 ability points and then, do you know what I mean, getting, say, whatever, 12k healing or something it is, you might get 9k healing, say, whatever it is, off Ratchet. For, is it 4 ability points for Ratchet, I think? 3, is it 4? I think it's 4, I think. But I think with Ratchet, it's cheaper as in, like, the repeat cost. Obviously, I think it's 4 plus 2 or something. Whereas obviously Minerva's like 5 plus 5. So,
Ratchet is 4 plus 2.
Oh, good. Then Red Alert and Run Amok. Passive is now 5 seconds, not 3. So I think it should have been every 5 seconds, but was every 3 or I'm not too sure. But the passive is now every 5 seconds. What's his passive?
Let me check.
I don't even know.
I was just wondering that myself.
Might not even say it, to be fair. I don't know.
His ability, Red Alert, is give your allies 50% damage absorption, 100% to yourself.
It's his passive that's changed.
Well, yeah, I know. I don't see a passive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So don't forget to show it. I don't know. You're using more than me. I can't remember, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
But let's be honest, it's only a passive. It's not a massive change. Rhinox and Tarantulas, crowd damage, combo opportunity, maybe. Ronald's Prime, Motormaster, the sword, so the core for them. Reduced damage from taken from autocannons, lasers, and shock towers and miniguns. This has been gone up to 13.5% as a base, I think, and it goes up as you level it, I think, because 13.5 sounds quite low. So I think that's his base. But the cost has been reduced from 6 plus 2 to 4 plus 3. So reduce first cost, increase further costs. So don't know. I'd have to look at some other bots in terms of like Russian Smash and stuff, whether it makes him more viable. But again, it's that survivability, I feel. Why doesn't... He's one of those sort of bots that sort of sits in the front line but doesn't have any survivability, doesn't have any shield or anything like that, so it sort of suffers a bit.
I haven't used him since I quit doing raids. He was good in raids, but...
Yeah, listen, maybe it helps people do raids then, maybe. Who knows? I don't mind that at all. Then we got Rust Dust and Scavenger. I think this is a really good buff. Something that I sort of passed on to Dale that needed to happen. I said, listen, if you're going to do Rust Dust, this is what needs to happen. So the range is now going to match Skids, like for like. So you can literally combo Rust Dust and Skids better now. So that's good. I mean, Rust Dust will still have a bit less range in terms of normal range of the DPS sort of range. Because obviously she's a scout and he's a gunner. So he'll naturally have more range, but I presume you could fix that by putting a range combat on Rust Dust and less of a range combat on Skids. So you could, I think, if you wanted to, put the likes of Glitch on Rust Dust and then put something like Fire Drive on Skids, so they match up a bit more maybe. And then you got the AoE ability then sort of like matches, and they're not different staggers.
Yeah,
good move. I'm looking forward to that. Remember Tex doing that combo and stop it doing.
I was just thinking he's the only one I ever really saw try that combo.
Yeah, and he was telling me how good it was, and then I was telling him how bad it was because she kept running off to her death, and then soon later he sort of seen the
Yeah.
error of his ways and stopped using it, and I was laughing about it, honestly. Sandstorm and Octone, or Octane, that's what we should be calling it.
Mhm.
The G1 SA damage or heal bonus is now scale. Supply G1 now grants health. Don't know what that means.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. I thought the supply was health.
Yeah, it is, but now grants health. Well, healing, not health. I don't know. Interesting. I'll have to ask Dale to clear one up.
Oh, look, Octone
Um,
gets another boost.
so what?
Octone gets another boost next. Sea Spray and Octone. Good day for
No,
Octone.
that's not. That should say Sea Spray and Octopunch typo.
Uh,
But area range increased from 3 to 6 when the tornado expires. So a bit of a buff to Sea Spray, which is a bit worrying because I think Sea Spray is OP. But I think personally Sea Spray might be on a bit of the chopping block next time round. Because the amount of damage that Sea Spray has been doing is a bit crazy.
use them while you can.
Yep, 100%. Listen, he's got through this one. He's got through this balance change unscathed, so he might be the number one bot again. Who knows? Skylinks and Blitzwing, the shield's been increased from 4 seconds to 6 seconds, but I was actually showing Dale the problem with Skylinks and Blitzwing is actually that I don't think they have a passive. And so the problem is that they run ahead. So most other bots will walk forward, they'll do the passive, they'll shoot a gun or something, and then carry on walking. Whereas Skylinks just walks. It doesn't stop. So he's got the same range as everything, but he walks ahead for that split second. Because he walks ahead for that split second, he then becomes the main focus of the attacks of all defenses. So I think they need to give him a passive, but that's not something Dale can do overnight. We talked about this the other day. But I think maybe for the next balance patch, we might hopefully see that they can actually put some effort into him and give him a passive to slow him down a bit. Because you don't just slow him down and keep slowing him to a ridiculous amount. You want to fix him, but it's a bigger fix than just a slight tweak or something. So
yeah.
We'll see. Skyburst and Onslaught ability level and impact range increased for reliable adjacent hits. Disable's been increased to 5 seconds. I mean, I can't see it making it viable.
No.
I think it is more. Sunstreak and Swindle, the range has been increased from 23 to 28 squares.
Wow.
So that's quite a big increase in range. That's a 20% increase, roughly, in range. So that's decent. And the cost been reduced from 7+2 to 6+2. So good, but still, that inconsistency in damage.
The thing about Sunstreaker Swindle is if they're good to use on a base, then that means the other firebots are also good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why would you pick Sunstreaker over? And maybe after this change we will, but I don't know. I don't see me picking, taking out Leo for Sunstreaker.
Well, I think the way Dale described it was that Sunstreaker has a lot better range than Leo. Not as much damage, but more range. I think his idea was that you have Sunstreaker with loads of range, with okay damage. Then you have Leo Prime with good damage and medium range, but has to get into sort of DPS range to do it. Then you got Optimus, which has good range of cast ability, but a smaller area. So it depends on how close you want to get, how much damage you want to do. So I think Optimus has the most damage, but obviously with his nerf a bit, the damage is a bit more close to him. Leo Prime's just in a line, but longer. But you have to get within range, obviously, because he's not ranged in like a ranged combat ranged. He has to get in like DPS range to use the ability. Whereas Sunstreak can do it from a long range because he's a gunner. So a bit of disparity between the three. So interesting. Another one that I spoke to Dale about Snarl and Hunger. So Snarl and Hunger, as a bot, as they are, is actually half decent. The problem is that each time they keep changing Snarl and Hunger, is they give him more DPS, they give him more health, it's good, but when you use the ability and runs in front of all the other bots, it just dies. So they've increased his attack and movement speed. That's not going to help him because he dies. Speed reduced from 3.4 to 1.9. That's going to help him outside his abilities, but his abilities is a problem. Help increased by 20%. That's not going to help him enough. Cost been reduced. That's not going to help him because using the ability he still dies. Now gains 15% lifesteal during the ability. Maybe.
And move and attack speed increase from 100 to 250%.
So it'd be giving a lot more damage. I think what Dale sort of said was that the idea is that you don't rush Snarl up ahead. You rush Pipes up ahead, then you Snarl behind him. That's the idea behind it. You rush a Taunt warrior in front, and then use Snarl to clean up the area. Maybe.
I'll have to see how it works.
Yeah, there's a lot of buffs to him there. He's had a lot. So I think it'll make him better. He was really poor before. So, we'll see. Star Saber and Nephosaurus. Cost reduced from 10+3 to 8+3.
That's fine.
Is it going to be a problem for lower players, though? This is the big debate that we sort of had.
I don't know. I don't know if it will be or not. I mean,
are people going to
I haven't seen those lower.
It's going to be, so no, I think that's the worry.
Yeah, that's what I do whenever I'm in the lower bases. Because I'm usually farming for resources.
So Tasmanian Kid and Antagonist Omega Swipe now deals crowd damage. I think they also might have increased his cost by 1. I might be wrong with that. I might not. There was talk of it, and Dale said he had, but it's not on the balance patch notes. But he might have increased by 1, I think. Which I think is fair. I think he was really powerful. So I think increasing his cost by 1 is not a ridiculous change. I don't mind these small changes like that. Little tweaks. No. I don't mind him. It's not going to make him, awful overnight, but might bring him back in line rather than being quite OP to what he maybe was. I don't know. Tiger Hawk and Waspinator. Ability slows attack and movement speed, so it's cryo. Damage is now cryo, and reduction from 5+3 to 4+3. Now, I'll put this here. So, why do we have swooping outposts but not Tiger Hawk? Considering Tiger Hawk does more damage.
Yeah. I think swoop covers a wider range, doesn't he?
A wider area. I thought that. Does that mean that Tiger Hawk would do more damage to one bot though, and you might actually chance it by,
Well, the other thing is swoop can stun, and Tiger Hawk can't right now. Tiger Hawk doesn't have an ability 11 at the moment.
True.
So.
Any kind of G1 core.
Or G1 core, yeah. So I pulled them up real quick while you were talking about them. And yeah, on paper, it looks like Tiger Hawk does more, but I think it's that stun for swoop that makes him so useful in defense or offense for that matter.
Well, Tiger Hawk gets slow, so I don't know. Interesting. Titans, passive immunity to ability damage, so no more targeting with Ruination and with Warpath and those kind of bots that do damage against them. That's been removed now. So I think the level of your Titan will really matter now. With your Titan wins in the war battle, will actually depend on the Titans now rather than hitting them with Ruination, which I did, not to Optimus and bots like that. There was an attack strategy I used quite a bit with Ruination, so that's what we'll see. Impactor's movement speed gone from 2.7 to 2.0. I think that's because it doesn't have. Well, the reflect. It has a reflect, doesn't it? It doesn't have a shield like the Warriors. It has a reflect shield, so. I'll take it.
Yeah, he's not a bad bot.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't use him.
Well, he's
but he's not. Yeah.
So Optimus, T2 Megatron. So disable passive duration. has been reduced from 15 to 10. So I think that's the freeze that he had has gone from 15 seconds to 10. Is that right? To tone down the cast frequency. It might be from 10 to 15 though.
Yeah, maybe that's what he means.
But his point, he still cycles through 6 abilities.
What's 6 abilities?
I don't know. For melee when in range. Does that mean like where he gets on his surfboard or something and does something? I don't know. Interesting. I don't know.
I don't know. He's got one of the shortest ability descriptions in the game, so I don't know where the 6 abilities are coming at.
Ultra Magnus, obviously we're going to take a look at him shortly.
Yes, Magnus.
I know you'll have that. Wreck Guy and Jump Heap Revive is now a revive, not a heal, so it won't be affected by anti-heal Billbots.
Will that stop the ability? Will that stop the combiner problem where you gave that first?
I don't think it does. So this is the way Dale explained it to me, and it kind of makes sense. So the way that combiners were designed were, when you drop your combiner, the game kills your bots.
Yep.
Then when the combiner dies, it brings it back to life again. So the reason it doesn't work is because that revive has been used. So you use Wheeljack for revive, and they were revived because you dropped your combiner. That's why it doesn't work.
It's you'll still have to, if you use Wreck Guard, you're still going to have to be mindful of when you use that ability.
Yeah, I asked Dale, like, is there any way we can fix it? He said to fix it, we would have to change the entire way that combiners work, and he doesn't think it's possible.
Well, I've got some ideas about changing the way combiners work. I'd be happy to share them.
I'm sure you have. Is it anything to do with the timer by any chance?
Yes, actually, that was one of the things. I had a random thought just one time. How great would it be if we weren't stuck on a timer? Okay, anyways.
I have a feeling it might be that. And now the allies gain 40% attack and movement speed up to 6 seconds as well. I don't really use Wreck Guard, so I couldn't really say, but I presume that is when they revive, maybe you think? I think.
Must be. I don't use him either, so.
Okay. Warrior changes. So Bulkhead and Breakdown Prime, cost reduction from 4+2 to 3+2. Slow reduced attack and movement speed by 70%, and obviously he's cryo. Interesting. Drift and Barricade gone from 3+2 to 3+3. So a small nerf there. Cost for Pipes gone from 3+1 to 3+2. Small nerf there.
Yeah.
Iron Hide and Bludgeon not changed. Goldfire and Ramjet now gain 80% health, like the other warriors do. So they don't have a shield, but they do gain the health that the other warriors gain.
So my question on that is, if you're using Goldfire, and let's say he's down to 50% health, and you use his ability, does he gain 80% of the 50% of health he's got left, or 80% of his 100% of health?
I think it's 80% of what health he has remaining. I think, yeah. I think.
Okay.
Don't quote me on it, but all I can think of is that I don't think it is actually. I think it's 80% of his total health, because I've seen the health bar jump right up.
Okay.
So I think it might be 80% of his total health. I think.
If it's 80% of his total health, that's really good. If it's only 80% of whatever health he's got left, it's not so good.
Well, it's the same as all the other warriors have that. All the Russian warriors. So Pipes has that. Ironhide has that. Okay. But they have a shield as well. That's the difference. He don't have that shield. Because he has more damage, obviously. So, interesting. Oh, my camera's gone off. Interesting. I'm a bit cheeks, but now we can read what's behind his head. I'll just keep it down there then. Why is my camera going off?
I'm dancing while he's fixing it. Don't worry, guys. I got you. Oh, Firepower in the chat says, "Tell us about your ideas, Grind Time."
I'm back.
You must not have been around back whenever I was doing the doing the videos. I gave them my ideas plenty of times on the combiners, and they got tired of listening to me.
I mean, yeah, we've all done things like that. There's plenty of things that I've pestered and pestered for and not got. It's just that I pester for more things, to be fair, and get some things. That's the difference. Jump stream and scrapper from 4+1 to 3+1.
Still won't use them.
Yeah, but
I mean, yay for the reduction, I guess.
We
But
are
I'm still
getting
not going to
5-star
use them.
combiner parts, and don't forget she has 100% health increase. I think it's immunity she has pretty much. Then
It's been forever since
no,
I
it's
looked at her. I don't
100%
know.
shield. I think it is. So 100%
Yeah.
shield. She protects against 100% damage. So kind of like invulnerable. Obviously, apart from FFD. So, well, I think FFDs do vulnerability as well. So, yeah, makes sense. Same sort of thing. Just make it invulnerable Matt, as well. But, yeah, interesting change for Jump Stream. I think when 5-star comes out, I could see it being one of the best warriors in the game.
Yeah.
Interesting. This is a good one. Good change. Hotspot and Tantrum now gain 80% health on charge. And been changed from 4+2 to 3+3.
I've always thought Hotspot and Tantrum should be more used than what they are. When you read what their ability is and what they're supposed to do on paper, it sounds incredible. And then you put them in the game, and they're like a paper tiger. They just don't last.
Yeah.
So
you got to think. Don't forget as well. You've had that reflection buff as well, where reflection wasn't working properly.
Okay, so, maybe it's. I mean, I'm sure it's been a hot minute since I tried out Hotspot, but yeah, I'll try him out again. I remember I read his stuff one day, and I thought, man, I'm gonna put this guy in on defense, and he's just gonna melt the opposing, the attacking bots, and that did not happen. He just got slaughtered in there. So maybe it's time to give him a try again.
Maybe, yeah. I would give it a go on test first. I mean, yours is maxed, obviously.
Yeah,
obviously. Sludge and Straxus from 5+3 to 4+2. I think a lot of slush players will like that.
Yeah. Yep, man, I don't see anything wrong with that at all, especially since they're so specialized, in what they can do. They can do good damage especially when the walls are clustered, like those old
time traps.
What were those? Those time traps people used to do. But what sucks about them is once you do remove those walls, they can't target anything.
Yeah.
And then they're just a big walk-in, shield, basically. They're a big meat shield for the rest of your bots. But man, whenever there is a little cluster of walls, they're good.
I thought that Sludge needed more health. I feel like he should have more health than any bot in the game. That's the way I sort of felt. That he could, use him for them walls, but he was a tank. But he was a tank.
Right.
Not there for DPS. I'd give him the lowest DPS in the game. I'd give him like 50 DPS. So he does nothing damage-wise, but just a tank. So for those that like Clash of Clans, I would put him like a golem. Slow moving, loads of health. That's what I'd be doing. Me personally.
That sounds, yeah. I like, and some people have complained, and they said they need to change it to where you can target an area with them instead of just walls. No, I don't think that. I think you keep them where they just target the walls. They're kind of a one-trick pony, but then, like you said, just make it so hard to kill them because they're just a slow-moving tank.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. I mean, then you can decide, is this a base where I could use, Sludge or Straxus, or would I be better off with Nose Cone or whoever else? So
interesting one. Not too sure about this. Could be OP, maybe. Inferno and Radimus Unicronus now get a 30% health increase when rushing to combat. So before you'd rush them in, but then now they're almost like a warrior in a way. Like, I mean, I know they're a warrior, but I mean, getting that health increase just gives a bit more survivability. So my idea was HQ19, put Inferno on my team and start doing loads of damage still. Even with Leo's nerf, I could use him So giving him a buff is a bit crazy, I think. But hey,
Yeah, but it's just health. It's just a health boost to him, though. I mean, it's not like he's going, invulnerable for a certain amount of time or anything. I mean, I don't think that's game breaking or anything like that.
I always
I'm
feel
sure
like
Tex is excited.
yeah, I always feel like he was always on the cusp of greatness. I always feel like he's really considered when the next HQ increase comes in. In the
Yeah.
meantime, where people level the bots is really useful, and then as people level the bots and the bots do damage without him, then he falls away again. So I suppose let's wait and see. Um, Twin Twist and Qualagon, now grant both attack and move speed to compensate for the fix, which is below, which we'll go through soon. But now as well, I think he's fixed it so that where Twin Twist does damage at the other side of the map, where he's down here and he's doing damage to bots up here because of getting range,
Yeah.
other side of walls and stuff. Well, now he'll actually get close. Is that a buff or a nerf? I don't know, but it's a fix. So yeah. Some combat updates. Dal said he wasn't going to do too many, but he has done some. And I spoke to him about minion combats needing a buff. So I think that might be next on the list, maybe. But Bashbreaker and Gabu, the dot is now 15% DPS per second, 5 seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
Dial and Overkill was a big change. I tested these and thought they were alright. Alright, not great, for the record. But the breath range will increase from 2.3 to 4.5. So when he does his passive, he stays back a bit. So the way he sort of works is, if you've not really looked at his like intricate details, is that he walks up, does a breath of fire in an area, and then walks closer. So the idea is now, because that breath of fire is back, is further away, it keeps him back a bit more, not as much in melee range for as long. And the self heals increased from 15% to 50% of damage it does.
That should make a difference.
So he does stay alive a lot longer. I don't think minion combats are quite there yet. Because I said to Dale, the problem for me with minion combats is that they can be killed. If you put Nightstick on skids, you've got to kill skids to kill Nightstick. Whereas minion combats, you don't have to kill the bot. And if they go running ahead, they're easily killed. So I always feel like minion combats are at a massive disadvantage. So what's the advantage of putting them on your bots? I mean, no combat's useless. You know, you put on a bot, it makes it better no matter what it is. But you want it to do something good, not a bit.
Yeah.
Fire Drive and Blowpipe now boost all DPS types. So I don't think they increase DPS of element damage, I believe. So, yeah. And Cosmic Rust, Night Stuck, and Fracas, Pinpoint, and Sidra. Flack and Creator Maker.
So basically, all those that do a DPS type is the way I'm reading that, anyway.
Yeah, I think so. Glitch and Gator Phase, the glass gas now scales. So I think before it was a set glass gas no matter what star rating it was. I think it might have been 20 or 30%, maybe. I think, no. It might be 40% for the 5-star and 40% for 3-star. I don't know. But it says buff. So I imagine now that it scales upwards rather than what it was. So yeah. So Night Stalker and Ravage enter stealth every 10 seconds to 5 seconds. And they do double damage while stealthed. So decent improvement. I think that's a bit more stealth.
Yeah.
So half the time in stealth now and do more damage. So not bad. Victory on Tiger Chest now affects range special bots. So could it? I think could only be equipped on Star Saber before. Is that right?
Right.
So yeah. So now you can put them on all range special bots. That's interesting because I actually find that Victory Leo and Tiger Chest are actually decent combats on Star Saber. So it'll be interesting to see how that works on other ones as well. But obviously, just for Star Saber, it grants 15% more health. I'd up that even more personally. I'd give him a really good boost for equipping it on Star Saber. But I suppose with his cost decrease, I don't want to push it too much, so we'll see. But Interesting. And now the nerfs, sadly. So we've got air raid and
Okay.
slipstream. The range has been reduced from 30 to 25. I think the point of sort of using them from the launch pad was a bit bammy.
Well, the thing about him though is he doesn't do much on his own. I mean, you
Mm,
still had to have somebody in range to do the damage.
his range was ridiculous, though. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was.
So
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that
yeah,
change. I
I
don't.
don't mind it. I mean, the biggest problem, like I said, is the fact we've got to smoke screen a bit later on that gas. So
Well, in fact, that it's probably going to help me with air raid because sometimes I'll forget to check to see if my gunner can hit the spot where I can drop air raid,
yeah,
and
true.
sometimes I drop air raid and then I can't hit it with anything, and it's kind of like a wasted ability. So
Mm.
I'm not even sure that's a nerf. That might be that might
Well, I
be
know
a
what you mean, but
buff.
then those that did use smoke screen. Obviously, smoke screen's range is ridiculous, so you can hardly
Oh,
ever
that's
be out of
true.
range.
Yeah,
But with
smoke screen and warpath. Yeah.
Smoke screen getting nerfed, then it's kind of nerfed to the whole strategy, I think. But yeah, Beachcomber obviously is one of the biggest changes. All the cheers have gone. They all just said it's a bit
No,
complicated. All the cheers were all
no
over the
more
show,
cheers
and
for you.
yeah, it's a bit all crazy. It was too much. So the hack pulse is now a single pulse on cast. That's it. So it would hack and hack again, hack again. So it's just one.
Hmm.
Um, the golden coating has been changed to coat yourself in gold, increasing health by X amount. So it still gets like extra health and all that. Gain a reflection shield, so it still reflects damage back. Reflecting X amount of damage, so 65% for the 5 star. Reapplies every 10 seconds. So what they mean by that is that Jazze removes shields. So rather than Jazze hitting him and just removing the shield and it gone, it
Mm-hmm.
now reapplies after 10 seconds.
Okay.
But his health had been reduced from 53,000 to 37,000.
That's it's quite a drop.
Yeah, I think, and I kind of agree though. There was too many times they just pounding and pounding them, and I thought about this that a while back we tried combiners with like a 200% health as a Prime League war,
Unicron.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I can't. It might have been Unicron. It might have not been. I can't remember. It might have been Prime League. But we tested it. It might have been Unicron actually. Thinking about it, just see how difficult it was. And a lot of us just said it's not fun. Just stood there, just beating on a combiner. It's quite boring. And this is why I was kind of got from Beachcomber. Um, but I feel like because of the hack, it was actually pretty decent. The hack, I think the hack range increase. I think maybe on test, I think it was. Um, it says there the pulse duration DPS bonus scale by star rating. Yeah, but I remember him still being pretty decent when I tested him. Not as good, but still pretty good. I'd still give him an outpost, put it that way. So
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing more frustrating than you get all the way through the base and someone's got Beachcomber right up by the HQ and he pops out and you've got plenty of time left. Almost got a full team, and then everyone just dies
yeah,
battling
yeah,
Beachcomber right at the HQ,
it does
and it's
happen.
or you time out or whatever. It's so frustrating and
Yeah.
just yeah.
The biggest one I'm disappointed in, but I understand it, was Blue Streak and Wild Rider. The health debuff been removed. For simple fact, it was causing people to crash at low levels. So it is what it is. And now reduce attack and movement speed by up to 30% for 20 seconds. And ability cost been changed from 5 plus 3 to 3 plus 4. But the damage been reduced by 500 because the tooltip was saying X amount is doing a bit more than what it should. How do you feel about the blue streak change?
I use Blue Streak right now, but honestly, if it turns out that he's not good anymore, I'll just throw a different gunner in there. I I really liked Blue Streak, but
Me too.
um, I don't know. I'm not going to boo-hoo about it. I mean, it is what it is, and if he all of a sudden isn't the one to use anymore, I'll find another one that'll do it. You know what I needed
I
to
think it
do.
depends on
So
what you use him for. if you just used him for taking structures out, I feel like he'd still be good at that. If you
Yeah.
use him on the shield gen to reduce the HP to make the shield gen and MDS easy to kill, then he's pretty useless.
Yeah.
Which is what I did. So I feel like I need to replace him, me personally, which is a shame. But next, Beast Wars Silbo and Kikikikikikikikon. Cost increase from 3 plus 3 to 4 plus 3. Dale sort of seen him as
Why?
overpowered for what he did. I think this is more lower level. If you look at him in lower levels, it is scary what he does. Honestly, the amount of damage, like, just next time you're on your account, go, oh, you can do it right now. Go and look at Beast Wars Silbo, and we know that he can't one-shot in Prime League. But go and imagine, with those stats, he could one-shot. Think about, if he does 8k damage, think about the highest defense having 8k health. And then when you look at him, he's pretty scarily good. So I kind of feel it. So we'll put it this way: he's one of the few 4-stars I considered leveling for my team. Say no more. One of the few. I would put him in top 5 4-stars. I don't have a 5-star version, put it that way. Personally.
I haven't used them in a long time.
Very good. Big Daddy and Groundhog, their attack range has been reduced from 28 to 15.
Whoa.
This is because of the swoop glitch, where he goes off the pad and you can't target him. So what would happen, obviously, is you put swoop on the launch pad. Big Daddy would drop out midair, off the map, and would target your bots for the rest of the battle. Whereas now, with the 28 to 15 decrease, once your bots start walking away from him, you can still do that tactic, but once your bots start walking away, he will follow your bots and then you can target him.
Yeah, I have noticed.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure which combat it was, but I have noticed that one combat that would get off the map and be targeting my healers from behind, and there was nothing I could do to stop it.
Yeah, well, sadly, this is the only option I feel. We have talked about other things as well, other options, but I don't know. It's up for debate. Concentrate on Lao Kaiser. So the hack is now countered by anti-hack. There's no longer super hack. What here? Not sure if it can still hack combiners though. Maybe. I don't know about that. But yeah, anti-hack stops the hack now.
Does that mean Liège stops it too?
Yes. Overload stops it. That's why I sort of said when I went from, I thought it could be a good bot. That's the reason. But also no longer has a stealth passive. I really like that stealth passive, where it would disappear for a bit and the bots would walk off and then they start hitting your bots again. But it'd be hitting the gunners and the healers. So I thought that made him better in an outpost. So not sure about that. I don't think he needed that removal. I think it was good, but I don't know. Grapple and Dirtbag, the mine as part of the G1 now goes 30 seconds rather than 10. Because I kind of get Dale's point that dropping a mine every 10 seconds, that is his ability. Why was usability?
That's valid, yeah.
Yeah, every 10 seconds is quite a lot. So he had a choice really between nerfing the mine, so it's not like his normal mine, or make it every 30 seconds. So you get a free mine every 30 seconds now. It was a bit OP, every 10 seconds, but I think the bot itself needs a buff, but that G1 was a bit OP. So, yeah. Leo Prime, Predacon Inferno. So the speed buffs have just been the speed buffs that they give to your team are now been moved into ability 11 only. DPS decrease, range decrease, cost increase. Do you still feel like Leo Prime is viable? Top Wars?
I think so.
Is he on your team?
He's on my team. And we won't know obviously till these all go through. We can actually test them on the live server, but I'm still going to keep things the way they are after all this kicks in, and I'll just see, if all of a sudden I start struggling or dropping on bases that I normally beat, then I'll look at making changes. But I'm not panicking about anything till there's reason to.
Cool. True. Lightspeed and Iron Bison range reduction adjusted to 95%. Because the problem was, and again, it's more of a fix than a nerf. What happened was Lightspeed would hit a bot, and the bot would just walk at a defense, just walk at it, because it had zero range. So because it had zero range, it can't attack. So now it's giving it just 5% range. So no matter what bot it is, it goes into melee range. So it still does the same, but at least it will still attack rather than just walking at a defense, which looks stupid. So,
right.
I mean, some people said, yeah, but if you put his range out to zero, that kind of makes sense. Just walk at it. But it just looks a bit silly, doesn't it? So, I agree with that. So Optimus and T2 Megaton. So the range been decreased from 19 to 15. Cost increased to 7+3 from 7+2. The wider explosives are no longer there, but the fire lasts for 13 seconds, not 10. So the damage over time does 13 seconds. So it's kind of a nerf, but then it's kind of a buff because then if you want to combo it with acid, then it's there around for longer. So this is the whole skids thing. Remember that where skids came out and it lasted 10 seconds, everyone complained, and they made it 5 seconds, and people were complaining it burns too quickly, you can't combo it. Other people were happy with that because now it burns faster on its own. So depends which way you wanted to use it. So it's similar to this really. You're not gonna be right either way. But the fire lasts longer, which means it burns for longer, which means damage has been reduced, but it means you can combo it more. So yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Ruination, remove water damage. I mean, that's standard because they replaced it with any cryo. God Sting, remove the tidal wave effects where you could use God Sting and tidal wave and stack it. That's been removed. But it now applies a 10-second disable an electric dot on charge. So, yeah, I think that just means it adds it's a disable now rather than stun. Tidal Wave no longer reduces building stats or extends disables, such as a combo again with itself. But it now grants a 40% absorption shield for 5 seconds. But the radius of the damage has been decreased from 8 to 5. So more survivability, but less damage. I think that's the way they've gone with it. God Splitter has been halved in terms of damage. No explosions on disabled enemies, so it doesn't stack with anything else as well. I'm a bit disappointed in that. And the after death moves has been moved to the 5-star. What was the after death? Ability damage, was it?
Honestly, I don't even remember what the after death was.
Did the 4-star ability give you ability increase, I think? Ability damage increase on death? I think it did, didn't it?
Let me look them up. He is hiding. There he is. The God Splitter in the game right now. Send a shockwave that deals 7,440 damage to targets in a line TW affected / stunned. Enemies hit by this will release explosions that spread their effects. Once activated, allies will receive 40% ability damage increase for 12 seconds upon combiner's death. That was the God Splitter.
So what was that again after death again? So again?
It says allies will receive a 40% ability damage increase for 12 seconds upon combiner's death.
Yeah. So that's been moved to the 5-star, right? So I think it's just more a reason to the 5-star. I did ask Dale about increasing the health of the hollows. Not sure if I've done that. Not in that though.
Yeah, it says Wrecker's Assault increased health and DPS
there
of
you
decoys.
Go. So although his survivability has been reduced and his damage, I think survivability is increased, damage decreased, hollows buffed. So, everyone's sort of saying about Ruination and God Neptune, but I think in some ways, I'm hopeful he's on an even keel in most respects, but I'm not going to take out half the base like I did before. Just why I was saying about backdoors being maybe about the same, because you're not going to be able to take out as many defenses as you could before. But with obviously with Springer getting that buff as well, that will help you a bit. And the minions getting a buff as well. We can distract defenses, whatever, for longer. So maybe it'll just evolve the way backdoors are used. So Track's a better idea than me, but
I don't know. This change is probably the one I'm most trepidatious about because I like Ruination. I like the way he is. So I'm interested to see what how it really turns out in on the live server.
he did do a lot of damage though.
He did. That's why I liked
Maybe
him.
too much. Yeah. So Sea Spray and Octopunch. So actually, it looks like Sea Spray and Octopunch have had the nerf. Previously, this was doing way too much damage, and it was. So Dale said to me, Sea Spray and Octopunch do way too much damage. I was like, no, don't be stupid. He's like, go and try it. And I've never tried it and really looked at the numbers. But it was starting off and it'd do like 4k damage, then we'd do 6k, then 8k, then 10k, then 12k, then 14k, and 80. It was taking out an MDS and one shot an MDS. But when you look at what the damage states, it was a lot lower. So I thought I said to Dale, yeah, listen, I agree with you. But I said, but you can't like smash the damage out of this. And he's actually put that in there. And he's put, it now deals damage that the tooltip says. Previously, this was doing way too much damage. We are currently monitoring this change once it goes live. We don't want to gut any bots. So obviously, this is one of those changes that they might revert it a bit because they don't know how far they've gone. They're not set on it, which I don't mind that. So we'll see. So it's put scouts no longer disable lock. So they've all lost that stun gun. Disables constantly. But all scouts now mirror the Chromia Velbat 3-second disable on a 5-second cooldown. Base range slightly increased, so might be keeping back a bit maybe. I don't know. I always feel like scouts' problem is the speed, not just the range. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe the backflip should be longer. Maybe when they backflip and run ahead. Maybe it should backflip, stay back a bit, and then go forward a bit like longer, stay alive. Maybe. Just spitballing, but they need something, I think. So there's another big one. So Smokescreen and Breakneck ability 11 no longer applies glass gas. But the execute for the 5 stars at 4 is at 50% at ability 11, which means that once a build is down to half health, you can kill it with Smokescreen. So I feel like his utility is going to change. Rather than being the air raid, Smokescreen, destroying things in an area, he's going to be a bit spammy, as in like finishing things off. So you could do damage to the MDS and then go bink, finish it off. Bink, finish it off. Instant damage, very quick. I think 50% is a bit too much for me personally. I tried it and it was just going bang, bang, bang. Very easy to take out the MDS. But, you know, I feel like a lot of these will make the game easier. But then we have better war effects. It makes it easier throughout the game, but when we have better war effects rather than the vanilla war effects we've got now. So, interesting. It also got the Tasmania Kid and Antagonist increase from 2 to 2+3. Don't think that's going to change much. Tracks and Cutthroat changed from 2+5 to 2+7. Me personally, I said I'd have had the initial cost increase. I think for 2 ability points, having that protection it was crazy for 2 ability points.
Yeah.
I would have rather had 4+4 or 5+5 like Minerva. Personally. I just feel like it's too easy to use Tracks and Minerva at the same time and give your bots pretty much unfilled ability. For 7 ability points. For the whole squad. Whereas it was 5+5, that's 10 ability points for Tracks and Minerva. That's a lot of ability points to use.
Right.
Just more of a consequence for using it, maybe, but I don't know. And then Trailbreaker and Exhaust increased from 3+2 to 4+2. I mean, he was very good. I didn't really use him personally. but some people say it was very good for the cost. So he's been increased by one. Then some fixes. We won't really go through the fixes. But yeah, there's been a lot of fixes there. I'll try and leave it on the screen so people can read it, and I'll scroll down. But so out of all them buffs, which ones do you think are like the ones that you're intrigued on, seeing how they are and using them and worried about even?
The one I'm most intrigued about seeing is obviously Ultra Magnus. I've been wanting him to be an actually good bot for a long time, simply because he's so big in lore. He's one of my favorites, just from the cartoon and the movie and all that kind of stuff. And I've always wanted him to be good, and he has not been good. Um, he was actually the first bot that when I was playing the game, the first event that I remember playing in was to get Ultra Magnus. And again, for those that never watched me before, this is the only mobile game I play. I've never played any other mobile games. I don't play games hardly ever. So I didn't realize a lot of things that I think is intuitive to gamers. I didn't know I could skip a cooldown. I didn't know I could rotate through different teams. I just kept changing my lineup every time after I used bots. Originally, there was a lot of stuff I did wrong. Yeah, so I remember trying to stay awake to wait for my cells to regenerate so I could play more to try to get Ultra Magnus, and I never even got him in that first one. I mean, I was new to the game. I didn't know what I was doing, didn't know how to do anything, but I remember I wanted Ultra Magnus. And yeah, so I'm excited about him being good. I'm most worried about the changes of Ruination. I hope it. I hope he's still good after all this. And overall, like some people have said in the chat, I'm mostly just worried about all this going in at one time.
Hmm.
I'm glad Dale's been doing all the checking, all the working, all the whatever, but history's not on their side
Yeah.
when it comes to making even little changes and putting them on the live server. So I'm a bit nervous about that as well.
Yep. True. And to the Ruination, are you worried for wars or more for leveling?
Um, for wars, I think. Um, leveling, whenever I level, whenever I'm power leveling bots, I use one bot and Ruination, and I just get Ruination to the HQ as quick as possible, destroy anything that can hit where the hollows will go, and then drop the hollows when it's clear. And then if I've got to fast forward a little longer because the combiner dies, but the hollows last longer to take down the HQ, then I'll just fast forward a little longer on power leveling. But in wars is where it really counts. And I don't know. I'm sure he'll be. I say I'm sure. I'm hoping he'll still be fine. Otherwise, we do have other combiner options we can
Yeah.
switch to if need to. Maybe the Omega Supreme change will be good. Um, who knows?
Yeah, I'm hoping they bring Confusion out quite soon as well.
Yeah.
Does 5-star tracks or 5-star cutthroat mean that they do have? No, because that's Loud Kaiser, isn't it? Is Loud Kaiser complete now? It's 5-star combiner?
Um,
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. So let's just get Confusion out ASAP as an alternative. You got the Mega Supreme buff, like you said, it's another alternative. Volcanicus, I'm not too sure is 100% there yet. He hasn't gone through the
No.
changes in here. But I think he had a few changes, but I still think he needs a bit more to bring him up to where he needs to be. But there was some people saying like, "Oh, you don't have to use him." I don't know about that. I think they increased the range of the extinct, the big area where he stays protected in.
The meteor shower
Yeah, I
thing.
think they increased the range of that, and if he walks out of it, he still keeps it for a certain amount of time. So they have
Hmm.
increased his protection. But I just found it hard getting him in there in the first place because it takes so much damage very quickly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I tried using him and it seemed like he melted. So
yeah, so that'd be interesting to see. Um, but yeah, like I said, it'd be I'm intrigued to sort of see where these go really. Um, Me personally, I mean, the one I'm most disappointed in is Blue Streak. I understand it, I get it, but I used him, like I said, to help take out. I'm very much a smash person. I don't like. support bots. But I very much use him as a support bot and to sort of smash the damage in an area and reduce HP and make it easier to sort of kill that cluster. So that's the one thing I'm worried about and a bit frustrated a bit about, but I get it. Um, Excited wise, small screen as well. I'm a bit worried about, but I think I can utilize them some other way. Um, Excited. What am I excited for? What's that thing again? Computron. Very excited for Computron. Can't wait for that. Look forward to using him. Um, the healers, obviously increasing healing. I quite like that. Firefly could be an interesting one. Oh, Chromia. Chromia's my one.
Chromia, yeah.
That's the one that I'm really looking forward to the most.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see her.
Yeah, I started leveling my 5-star in preparation for putting her in outpost and even using an attack. So my idea is that if I can't have Blue Streak, I'm going to try and use Chromia to put that glass gas down and then use Leo Prime as I did before. Same sort of ability points, but the range not as much. So it's gonna be interesting. It depends if people still keep the fire billboards as well. We don't know about that. I think a lot's going to change this patch. I really do.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see where it goes. I'm hoping it just creates some viable changes for everyone, basically, and some viable bots for people to use, like, especially people like yourself that have got every option going. I think that the most people that see this was the people with most level bots. So the top end players like yourself and the lower end players that sort of level all their bots equally, they'll have the best benefit from this. I feel like, obviously, because the amount of changes to the buffs that's going on will be improving a lot of bots. Whereas I think those that have got the 8 bots leveled, and it's the Leo Prime, Optimal Optimus, Beachcomber, Blue Streak, they're the ones that are really going to struggle, I feel,
Yeah.
from this and
Yeah.
and not enjoy it. But
can you scroll back up so that Ultra
yeah.
Magnus changes? Or somebody in the chat's asking what changes Ultra Magnus gets.
Yeah, we're gonna show him anyway in stream. So
Oh, okay.
I don't know where it is now, but we're gonna show him in stream anyway, so don't worry about it. But even that's not set in stone yet. I think there's still a few things that's gonna change. But yeah. And then some war effects. So there's going to be double war reward, 14 days. And in terms of the effects, it's going to be 5% health and damage, and then 5% health and damage to the shield generator, and MDS gain 20% health increase. That is going to be it. They're very vanilla for the time being. They can be changed at any time, but they want to see again how these sort of fit in these changes and go from there. I think the turnaround for war effects will be a bit quicker. I'm hoping that maybe 6 or 8 weeks for new war effects. But I kind of get that you don't want to land in new war effects that are really hard, and then the game's been nerfed maybe, and it gets really difficult for people. So they've reduced the war effects a bit. I know some people will be annoyed with that, but you've got to think about the whole player base. You don't want people just so annoyed by it they're going, right, well, that's me, I'm done. So I kind of get that.
I'm still hoping for eventually a big war change. I mean,
yeah, that's still in the cards.
It's a pretty deep deck because that's been in the cards for a long time.
No, but I believe they are working it behind the scenes. But as we know, they've been doing this move over and all this, so that's the sort of thing. So yeah, and I think that's everything. So like I said, ability 11s. So SG Jetfire and Thundercracker drones have 70% of his health. It also make him do damage, I think, but like that's a bit OP because they're not targetable really. So I don't know. Whirl and Sea Phantom, Flame Guided Rocket. It's going to shoot 6 instead of 4, and Acid takes to 6 to 10 seconds, so for longer. Maneuver and Flatline, ability 11. But your single target. But your single target healing gains 25% lifesteal. Oh, the bot you're targeting gains a 25% lifesteal and 25% DPS increase.
Nice.
That's good. And Tiger Hawk and Waspinator, the Cryo Blizzard disables target for 10 seconds.
Oh, there we go.
And the slow is increased to 70%. And then he's put, look, there will be more. Perhaps we buff something too much, or nerf something too hard, so we need to go back and fix it. It's scheduled before the end of the year. Dale did give us a date, and we were like, don't put a date in case it's 3 days over or something. Everyone's like, you said this date. But he did say around December-ish time. That's all I'll sort of say for now. That's when we're looking at maybe the next balance changes. So interesting. Looking forward to it. So yeah, lots going to change in the game over the next week. If that is the case, big news. And nervous, like you said, but I'm actually quite excited for it. I can't wait to try out these new bots and stuff.
I just can't wait to make sure the game doesn't crash after they're all put in.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. Okay, cool. So as promised now, let's just take this off now. Remove that. Okay, cool. So Grind Time is now gonna show us something. So this is why we originally asked Grind Time to come on the channel, because it's an attack strategy a lot of the top players are using. I don't use it personally, but it's really effective. And I thought, rather than me just making a dog end of it and being awful, I thought, listen, let's get someone that uses attack strategy in the game already, and he can run us through sort of how he does it, why he does it, and I can ask some questions sort of along the way as well. So, Grind Time, just run us through the attack, explain to us what you do, how you do it, show us the setup for it,
Okay.
why it's effective, why you choose that bot over other bots. Just, yeah, give us a rundown.
So, okay, so we're actually going to go ahead and do a live attack. We've got a non-tracked war going on right now, a little inter-family feud here, and the next base is actually set up well for this attack. And before I do it, I do want to say that I learned this attack from Autobot Rob here. I was struggling in wars, and I was looking through replays to see who had a team similar to mine or an attack similar to mine, and I found Autobot Rob's attacks, and I had all the bots obviously that he was using, and so I just started copying a lot of his attacks, and that's where I learned it from. So this is not my creation. I don't take credit for it, but I have learned how to use it pretty well. So we're going to go ahead and attack this base. This is the setup I'm using right now. Um, because of the base we're getting ready to attack, which I'll explain why. Whenever I'm actually doing the attack, we use blades. It's a blade sack. I've got them with the Nexus Prime core for obvious reasons, and then the important part is sidetrack. It can be 5-star, 4-star, 3-star. Typically, you want one that's going to last a little bit. So when you're battling the top tier of the wars, you don't want like your 3-star, 2-star in there. Nothing that's going to die too quick. He's got to stay alive a little bit. Um,
So just
and
to
then for the
clear
rest
up,
of
so you put obviously Nexus on there, so that activates the Nexus for the combiner, because you have to deploy the bot first, just so everyone's not aware of that. Yeah.
correct,
Yeah.
correct, and we can go through the rest of the team later. This doesn't really change. The only real change that's happened recently is I took out pipes and put in red alert. And again, I got this idea from Autobot Rob. I saw him do it once, and it really helped me with the front loaded bases, the extra protection. So Waza showed another strategy for going against those front loaded bases that is equally as effective, where you don't have to have him necessarily in there. But let's jump in and we'll see this blades sack.
So just a quick for you do. So I don't think, other than obviously the blade setup, which obviously you say is important the way it is. I mean, you don't have to have Nexus core. You could have something else in there, I suppose.
Oh yeah, I actually think Autobot Rob uses Solus
Okay.
Prime on them. So
But the rest of the bots are interchangeable. Is that just a walk team that you're basically using
it
then?
yeah, basically just a walk team. Again, we already talked about my air raid blue streak combo. That's why they're both in there. And the setup on them is probably pretty basic to what everybody has. Leo, pretty basic to what everybody has. And he actually uses different bots. I mean, he likes to use uh, Retgar instead of Minerva.
Okay.
He has Retgar in there. I believe he still has Wheeljack in there. Um, and I don't think he has Optimal Optimus in his team anymore. He uses some different ones, and a lot of times instead of pipes or red alert or whatever, he'll use Grimlock, or I think he just likes to play around some and try different things. So on a base like this isn't actually ideal for blades because you've got your outpost spots split. You can see 3 along the front here, down below, but then you see the 2 up here by the combiner. The idea is you drop blades in one of the corners. It can be on the left or the right, the top corner. We got to drop him back so he doesn't hit a mine whenever he lands. And then you're just going to launch him up towards there so that it doesn't matter where the hat grenade lands, so long as he'll drop sidetrack up there and you'll pop. Ideally, you'll get a pop from all 3 of these, but probably we're just going to get 2 just because of the distance. And so this is the way I would attack a base like this. If this was a track war, obviously I'd have my combiner Ruination, and I would change my boost here to the White Crimzeek to drop on the shield gen whenever I'm hitting it to help it drop down faster. But this is the way I would do it. And watch me mess up since we're live on stream. So yeah. Yeah, we just got 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit down here with them real quick too. And the big point is obviously when Computron or Like Kaiser pops out, you don't want them hacking, your team. So now since that hack stayed up there, we can go ahead and launch the rest of the team. We might be able to save blades. Don't have to actually sacrifice them.
So just to clarify, so how did you pop the outpost with blades then?
That was sidetrack dropping. Sidetrack drops after so many seconds after you deploy your bot. And so with him flying over up there, he just dropped out of blades, and that's what gets that's what pops the combiner and the outpost.
So I sort of tried this once and sort of missed where I wanted to pop from because it's obviously a set time that you drop the combat from when you drop the bot on the playing field. So do you alter the timing of when you use blades depending on where the outposts are on the map? So if they're further forwards, do you wait longer or?
I've tried that, and honestly, I've never been successful doing that. And I don't know if
Okay.
that's just user error or if it's just impossible to time up. I'm honestly not sure. I've tried that. The other sack I generally use, if it's not blades, it's Afterbreaker or Afterburner, whatever her name is. I'll put her in instead because she does a circle and pop. So like you could have used her down here and popped these 3 bottom ones and walked up to the combiner. And once the combiner pops, you drop your combiner to nullify it or whatever. But or on front loaded bases, that's one of the tactics I like to use is I throw Afterbreaker in there with the core that makes her come back.
Vector.
What's that one? Vector. Yeah, that's it. I throw her in there. I'll show you my setup for her.
So why use blades? Why not a cheaper bot? Why not Jetfire? Who's 4 ability points?
Again, I copied this method, and I know it works. I don't know if the range is different. I don't know if the way they kind of like we've talked with Powerglide in the past, how he kind of it's not a straight line, and that's part of the reason why his ability is sucked in the past. I don't know if it's because of that loop where he drops sidetrack. I don't know. I saw it being done with blades. And also typically on the bases where you're going to use blades like that, a lot of people will have down here at the front of the base, they'll have a lot of the spider mines kind of clustered. And so after I drop launch blades to drop sidetrack and pop everything, I'll immediately launch them again to hit those spider mines, and a lot of times they'll kill each other.
All
And
right.
that saves a lot of your healers if you can take out those spider mines, because otherwise they'll pile up and then they'll rush your team whenever you launch. But also that's another reason for red alert. And as soon as I drop my team, I activate red alert to give everyone a shield, and that helps reduce that effect from the bunched up spiders and stuff.
So do you think you could use other jets? But obviously you talk about having the utility of using blades again on something else. So if someone were to use X jet, let's say let's just say it's Firefly, as we talked about earlier. Let's just say such a person uses Firefly anyway in the game. Could they use Firefly in the same, I presume, because it's just flying over and dropping it.
I would presume so. I would think any jet with that. Do all jets have the same range,
Well, also what
basically?
Phil's just put in there, the blades can target an area where jet fire requires a target. So that's a
That's
good point.
probably a big reason. That's a good point. Yeah.
So you need a jet that can target an area. That's the key. It sounds like then, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay, and do you use
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
attack
Yeah.
on every single base, regardless in war, or do you switch it up a bit? Is it certain base you can use
Oh,
it on, certain you can't, or
no. The blades one I only use typically when the combiner and the outpost are further back, towards the back of the base. If they're up front, that's when I use afterbreaker to go in and pop as many as possible, and then always let her die. Don't ever try to save her because it'll just get you killed. Blades you can sometimes save depending on like that one we just saw.
hmm,
Um, if if you can get if it's a Computron or Liar Kaiser in the outpost, and you can get them to use their hack ability away from the launch pad, typically you can save blades. But if that's why you want to use a higher powered sidetrack, because if they come down and sidetrack dies too quickly from whatever outpost bot launches before the combiner has a chance to use his ability, then the combiner is going to come down to the launch pad to use his ability. The longer it takes him to use his ability, the longer you got to leave Blades out there by himself, more likely he is to die. You don't want to lot. Even I have found that even if Lyle Kaiser is using his ability up top, if you launch your bots, you're still going to get hacked, which is kind of weird. So I never drop my bots till after the hack is complete.
good tip. And I presume that you've got to use sidetrack really because it's that invulnerability which keeps them alive. So, like you said, couldn't use Ravage or Night Stalk because it's going to die quite quickly, aren't you? I presume.
Yeah, and I assume if like Night Stalker went invisible, then you lose the whole point of having him up there.
Yeah. Cool.
So
Well, appreciate that. Looks pretty cool. Very informative. Like I said, a really good strategy, guys. That you can use in
again, I
top
didn't come up
wars.
with it. I'm not taking credit for it. I copied it. It saved my butt because I was struggling,
It's
and
fine.
that's why I said. And that's actually just as big a tip. If you're struggling in wars, find somebody in your alliance that uses a strategy that you like, because different I mean, Waza and I don't use the same strategies. We use different techniques. I'm more comfortable with Zach. He doesn't like Zach. He likes to walk. All this kind of stuff. You find somebody who with the same kind of play style as you that is doing well, and then look at what they're doing. Talk with them in your alliance chats or in-game chat if you have to, and just ask them, hey, why are you using this one instead of that one, and whatever. And if they're a good teammate, they're going to help you out, and hopefully you can kind of course correct and figure it out. I was really struggling before I started copying. Yeah, and now I don't have to always watch his. Sometimes I do, especially in Track Wars. If he's gone before me, why not you study it first? But I'm also pretty confident in scouting a base and just going at it by myself now too.
Cool. Good strategy. Go and give it a try, guys. Cool. Okay, on to the last thing. I'll keep grind time on because we've been looking forward to this. But go on to the game scene.
Whoa,
That's big.
too much, too much.
So let's just see. Is grind time still there? Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, he's still there. Okay. So we're going to take a look at Power Glide and Ultra Magnus. So obviously both of them going to be legacy bots. Power Glide and Cyclonus first. Then we're going to have Ultra Magnus and Galvatron after. So I think Power Glide and Cyclonus are pretty much there now. We did show them earlier on the channel. I think they're pretty much done. I think it's the 4-star version we got as well, so it's going to be even better than what we're going to show. But Ultra Magnus has had some last minute changes off Dales to clear his tooltip up because it was confusing. We'll look at that in a minute anyway. I've got 5-star Power Glide as well. Buzzing. But the tooltip was quite confusing. Dale has sort of cleared it up as we're sort of streaming. Not too sure if it's gone live in the test server yet. But we at least can have a look at the ability and what it's doing right now. Get your sort of feedback on it, what you guys think, what make it relevant. Are you impressed by it? I think the aim is to try and make Ultra Magnus a decent bot. I think that's the thing. We'll talk about pros and cons and then go from there. Grant, have you got a TV on?
No, that was my wife walking by with her phone going. She's walking away now.
Sorry, Vanessa. Jacob's like, Jacob. Grant Time's like, go away. Sorry. I didn't mean it.
I know. I just said Waza said go away, so it's not bad on me at all.
Cheers for that. Vanessa did like it at one point, not anymore. Jeez.
You're still her favorite Transformers Earth War streamer. Don't worry.
The only one she knows about. But thanks. Okay, cool. So, this is Power Glide with an enhanced ordnance. Don't forget that will sort of boost his stats a bit. But at ability 11, 3+1, it's quite cheap. It says evolve your ability permanently with each use. At 3 ability points, you drop a bomb that deals 5k normal damage to the target. So I think that's sort of around sort of the health of Billbots, I believe. That's the idea, to take out Billbot. That's what he's probably going to be used for. Or do some damage to a target. Minimal damage though. Then the cost goes up to 4. But for 4 ability points, the bomb will now become AoE. It's damage in the air, but it's still only 5k, so it's not a lot. But you can stack the 2 to do 5k, and then it's also just 10k to one target and 5 in an area. But it is a 7 ability points, so quite expensive. But then for 5 ability points, you disable targets in an area for 10 seconds. So that's quite decent. But then for 6 ability points, the bomb deals 1.75 times the damage. So you're looking at around 8.5, 9k in an area. Let's give him a whirl. So we have Paraglide. Let's have a look at his range. Has his range been reduced? I think so. Yeah, I think his range has been reduced slightly. It was like almost the entire length of the map. So if we look at this, let's try and take out that Spider-Man with its first use. You can see there. Damage to one target, takes Spider-Man out. Alright, nothing special. But now it becomes an AoE. So then we're going to hit this storage here. The VFX probably needs increasing. Obviously, there's no VFX there. But you can see there it's done damage in an area. But a bit inconsistent, needs changing. But now it also disables. So if we go for this turret, it's going to do damage. And it's going to disable it, as you can see there. And then for 6 ability points, if we can get a bit closer, it now should do even more damage. And obviously you get the AoE as well. And the previous ones, it also stacks, it disables, it does damage, and AoE. So I think the AoE needs to be improved a bit. It's a bit inconsistent there. But what do you think, Grind Time?
It's got potential. It's much better than what it was. It's 100% better than what it was. But still, you still need to work out some kinks, I think.
Yeah, I still don't think it's 100% there. I don't think it's like wow factor for a legacy bot. I think the range is increasing again, personally.
Yeah.
I think the area, I think the damage is alright, what it does. I think the area needs, well, not fix. Well, yeah, fixing, I would say. I don't think the area needs increasing or anything, but you can see there that it sort of hit these 3 structures here, but then not hit this one here. So it's almost like it's going sideways and not in an area.
Yeah.
Like we sort of saw when we tried hitting that last turret, it didn't hit it because it was at a certain angle. So I just think that the area needs increasing or fixing that. But I like the idea of it evolving. Again, Some people might say it's not quite good enough, but if you compare it to the old Power Glide, I feel like it's 20 times better than what Power
Yeah,
Glide was. So,
it's still not my favorite, but it's totally better than what he has currently. So
yeah, definitely agreed. Okay, now let's take a look at your favorite Ultra Magnus.
Ultra Magnus.
So we've only got the 4-star for the time being. I don't think I've got a G1 core for him, but I've got a million wall cores, so I can't even
What?
bother looking. But let's just see what it does. So I think the bad news is that the transformation's gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't transform anymore, and I think that was simply because the idea of making Ultra Magnus and Galvatron the same was hard because Ultra Magnus fires rockets, Galvatron fires a beam. So Galvatron did singular damage, he did sort of like AoE damage, they weren't the same. And when Dale sort of looked into it, he couldn't change the VFX, and so was kind of like stuck with rockets all firing out and doing damage to one target. It just didn't make sense. So he's kind of got rid of the transformation completely. But let's see what it does. So we'll put Ultra Magnus over here. So you see there it says launch a projectile at a distant target, dealing 8,330 normal damage. On impact, it explodes, dealing 1,562 electrical damage in a small radius, and leaves a trail that inflicts 1,041 electrical damage per second to enemies it passes through for 14 seconds. So that sounds like it does 8.5k damage. Explodes doing another 1.5k, so that's like 10k damage almost in a small radius though. So 8.5k to one target, 1.5k in a small radius. So will it hit 10k to the target? I think so. And leave the trail that inflicts 1,000 electrical damage per second for 14 seconds. That's 14k damage. Surely not. Let's give it a go.
So is this what Galvatron does? Is that what they?
Yes, I believe it does. So it is
Well,
doing the
that
damage
did.
there. You can see it's doing the damage through the target. So the damage is a bit low, really. If you can't take out a turret, that needs upping, I feel. But the damage in a line, I want to try and test this against something a bit more. Don't know. I want to see this damage in a line, see what it actually does. Let's have a look. Let's target something and see if we can do damage in a line. So here we go. Let's hit the cannon and let's see what it does to the turret though. So it's done that to the cannon. We know it does that. What damage does it do to the turret? I'll do one over there as well, just so we can see it in action. So you can see there that it pretty much does the damage that it does in a line, it does to the target. But he's not taking out any defenses, not taking out turrets, not taking out cannons. So, first impressions, Grind Time?
Oh, well, I'm not blown away. I wonder what difference it makes if you had your 5-star leveled up with his G1 core. Like, is that going to increase anything or?
Tell you what, let's take the time. Let's have a look. Special bot, 5-star. Where is he? Is he a special bot still? Oh, it's been changed already. No, special bot. Where is he?
Do you not have the 5-star?
Yeah, I just used it, didn't I?
No, you used the 4-star.
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
That's why I was wondering if it is so unimpressive because you're using the 4-star instead of the 5-star.
Good point.
I mean, you're on the test server. You could go pull the 5-star real quick.
You're gonna make me do that and level it, aren't you?
I'm not making you do anything, but I can dance to entertain people
I
while
was
you're
about
doing
to
it if
say,
you want.
I'll do the pulling if you do the dancing. In the meantime, any questions or anything, I'll tell you what, I'll do a lot of scrolling to find the G1.
Oh, hey, Dale's in the chat.
Has Dale done something? Cheers, Dale.
He says he needs to fix the tooltip. I'm assuming he's talking about Ultra Magnus.
Yeah, but has he just done something to kick me out of test server?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, let's actually we can do. Actually, I can. Let's have a look. Sorry, guys. So honestly, I didn't realize that Ultra Magnus in a 5-star batch. I forgot completely. Oh, what we gonna get? What we gonna get?
Get your guesses in now.
Oh, no.
I think
Dale's just sending me. That's why. Oh God. It's because I've opened it while Dale sent it me. I think. Yeah, Dale. We've broke it. Dale saw it.
Well, it wouldn't be a Transformer stream if something didn't go wrong.
True. True. I just
realized, highly classified thinks maybe Ultra Magnus on defense.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. 9k damage and then 9 in the line. I don't know. You don't get many bots lined up, do you? Really?
I guess it depends on. It depends on that area, I guess.
Yeah.
It says a small radius, but.
I think Dale's fixed it. Maybe. Has he? Hasn't he? Oh, interesting. Yes.
Dale is on it.
Dale's put OS7. There we go. I've got him, but.
There he is.
Oh, Dale, could you do me a favour and level him as well? I don't think I've got a spark to do it. I've only got 1.2 mil, so I'm going to go and get more spark and reload his level 70. Thank you, Dale. What a legend.
For the win, Dale. Thank you.
Goody Foxes, but Dale, while you're here, can you give me a name of the new bots next month? I don't think he's going to do that somehow. Where's Ultra Magnus? Maxed out.
There he is.
Legend. Let's give you some spark as well so I can do that. Thank you, Dale. You're a legend.
Yes.
Okay, what
makes it much easier.
Brian Tan calls you all sorts of names and I defend you all the time. See, he's not even denying
That's true, but I always apologize. So,
so it cancels it out.
I wonder if he sent you his G1 core too.
I think you're pushing it now. Get some said. What's the fun stream, isn't it? Just getting resources.
You guys can't see me, but I'm dancing right now to entertain you.
Believe anything. Ultra Magnus G1. See? Dale. Look at that. Dale is the gift that just keeps giving and giving, literally. Oh, but I've got to do that. Okay, yeah. Hang on, let's do it the other way. It's an idea. Let's do it this way. But I've got to find it now.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
It's you in it. So Ultra Magnus, Ultra Magnus. There we go.
There it is.
Don't want to do it in the first place rather than scrolling through all them bleeding colours, but hey. Gives it more ability but damage as well. So yeah, you are right. It is gonna up it a bit. I think maybe Dale can add something to that G1 core, maybe. I don't know, I'm just trying to influence him now while he's on stream and trying to bully him into it. But
No pressure, Dale. Just kidding. Lots of pressure. Get it?
Shut up. No. No.
What?
It's because I tried using like 17 mil of spark, 17 mil of energon. And it's like you need to upgrade your storage to HU19 because I've got HU19. Oops. Not really. If only. Eh?
Allegedly.
I'll guarantee there'll be people out there that are going like, "What's got HU19? It told me on stream." Okay.
Yeah, I'll make sure and tell them. I'll make sure and tell them they're right to keep that going for you.
Along with them 5-star shard that I give out. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate all those you hand out too. By the way.
Take it to ability 11 as well. There we go. Okay. Launch a projectile at distant target dealing 5k damage? That's less. On impact.
No, it's about the same.
Was it?
Yeah, it was about 5 to start with, I think.
Okay. On impact, it explodes, dealing 2,000 electrical damage in a small radius. There's a trail that inflicts 697 damage per enemy for 14 seconds. That
sounds lower, though. Yeah.
It all sounds less. 700, 7,000, 740, 980.
Go look at your 4-star. Go look at your 4-star, because that's the one you used last time.
No, I think that will change as well, maybe. He's updating and says so updates tomorrow. Yeah, it's all updated. Let's give it a go.
Okay.
Let's just give it a go. So let's put the 5-star in, not the 4-star.
Yeah, that would defeat the purpose.
That. Yeah, imagine that. He's not even changed it. Yeah, I put that. Yeah, all the same. Yeah, let's go.
And here we go.
So, cannon. Let's see what damage it does through everything. Oh, that's not the damage that he said, was it? He said like 4k damage. That's more than 4k.
Well, there was also that blast damage in a small radius, electrical or whatever. Because you got your initial hit, you've got the small radius, and then you've got your trail.
Don't mind it. The VFX needs a bit buggy, the VFX and stuff like that, but I don't mind it, you know. I don't.
Dale says perhaps use him with cryo.
Yeah, because obviously electrical damage. So yeah, but let's not get into that yet. It's too expensive to combo, I think. Don't know, is it?
He's not cheap.
He's not cheap. But just a lot though.
But that definitely looks better than what we saw with the 4-star.
Alright. Good VFX. I like the VFX. Great final damage. If you take out the turret out, it's really good AoE damage as well. Yeah.
A couple build bots. Yeah.
MDS, the ultimate test. He dies. Of course does.
Oh.
Let's try some different ones. Let's bring an MDS down here a bit. See if we can take an MDS, and then let's bring the shot tower down here as well. See if we can take down the shot tower. That's the ultimate test, isn't it? Or is he still going to walk to his death, though? Plodding along.
Well, you also don't have a combat on him at the moment.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't neon, does it? It's ultra magnets, isn't it? That's my excuse from taking it. Yeah, his VFX is definitely a bit buggy because he's not running into random spots. Right, MDS. Can he take out an MDS? Ooh, not quite, which means you can't take out a shot tower. I don't mind it though. The MDS is like one of the most important things in the game, isn't it? So. Oh, but he's nearly took out a shot tower there though. Oh, is it because the MDS has more health because of the buffs? But I've had an idea. Dale's giving me an idea actually. Always thinking. always thinking. Not always thinking because my idea was to use a battle boost, which I can't do because we don't have battle boost on the test server there on Teshuan base. So what we'll do is we'll go against someone else's base. Let's take on freezes. I'm gonna pick on freeze. There we
I
go.
hope he's okay with you showing his base on stream.
It's test server. I don't think freeze is that petty. No battle boost there either. Why is no battle boost in test server? That's weird, isn't it?
That is weird. Dale, just go ahead and push those changes to my live server and I'll test it out for him.
So, now you've seen the 5-star with the G1. What do you think?
I think it's got potential.
Yeah, I must say, I'm not like blown away by it. It reminds me
Right.
of like Roadbuster. I don't use Roadbuster. I feel like he dies quite easily, Roadbuster. That's why as well. Does great damage to one target, but can't really kill the MDS and Shock Tower. So a lot like Roadbuster right now. He needs some sort of edge. I mean, it is
The
electric.
difference is with what Ultra Magnus leaves in the line, it's going to make, when he's actually operating with the team, it's going to make it easier to take those out as the team moves.
Do you think it'd be better as cryo rather than electric, so it slows targets rather than... Cause don't disable, does it? It's electric damage. But it's cryo, it's slow as well.
Yeah, it could be. And Blade 19 points out he's very expensive to use, and that's true too.
Yeah, it does take.
I think we're close though.
But yeah, he's definitely. I think he's definitely better. So I think similar to Power Glide and Cyclonus in the fact that he's definitely better, 100%. Is it a bot that I'm going to go and chase to get? No. Well, obviously a lot of people already have him. I've got him at level 50, I think, level 60, I think it is. Am I going to level him to 70? Probably not. It's quite expensive to one-shot a target and he sort of like gets a bit in trouble. So, I don't think I'm completely sold yet, but there is time to still change it. Nothing's set in stone. And hopefully we can maybe get a cost decrease for him, hopefully change his ability. Is it, so you think it's the damage in a line that's poor? I quite like the damage in a line. I like
the damage in a line.
I like the final, and I like the final damage as well. So what is it then? Is it a cost?
I think it's the cost, and I don't know. He still kind of marches to his death. Which, I mean, you're not using him with the whole team right now, so, and you don't have a combat, so I mean those things can alter that. But I mean, he's not a warrior with a shield and and all this kind of stuff. So you're gonna have to make plans on protecting him some. But
interesting. Yeah, I still think a bit of
definitely going in the right direction with him though.
Definitely improvement by no means, but again, I just think that's a bit of wow factor. I think that's all.
Yeah, maybe if the instead of a small radius, it was a larger radius. Can we go up to medium radius or something? I mean, maybe see. I don't know.
Yeah, interesting. I think it was cryo as well. That'd be good because I feel like there's more electric bots than cryo bots. I think we need more cryo bots in the game, really. So I think adding more cryo bots will definitely add something to it. So I'd personally make it cryo. I think. Does that suit with Galvatron? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. Even Cheeto just says, yeah, it seems quite underwhelming. But yeah. D'Angelo's asking, are they going to raise the max bot level? Don't know. If they do it, it hits you 19 when they do it though. But yeah, there's Ultra Magnus. there's a power glide. Let me know what you guys think. Is it something you're happy with? Would you chase it? Think it needs a bit more? Is it way off? Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, let's wait and see. Right, well, that is it for today's stream, guys. I appreciate not been a lot of back and forth in the chat and things like that, but obviously wanted to get through all that content so I get it out there and get everyone sort of knowing exactly what is happening in the balance patch of it. It's coming next week, so hopefully you're not too scared of it, apart from those 400,000 changes.
And kudos to Dale for doing all that work.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
I mean, I know not everybody's happy with the nerfs and all that stuff, but everything from the nerfs to the buffs to the just changing the descriptions and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's a lot of tedious work that he did.
It is indeed. So yeah, appreciate it, Dale. But time will tell. By this time next week, we should have all this in the game, and we can sort of talk about some of the better bots and bots that you should be leveling maybe, and bots that we've even seen in war already. So stay tuned for next week's stream, guys. So big thank you for everyone tuning in. Go and check out Freeze's stream, which should be happening around now or straight afterwards or soon. Go and check that out. And obviously, big thank you to Grind Time for joining me this week.
Anytime.
Appreciate it, buddy. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.
Peace out.